final day here in the 2023 USPBL season. It's Championship Saturday. The number 4 Unicorns against the number 1 Woolly Mammoths here at Jimmy John's Field. That's Kara Wolfbauer. I'm Brendan Shabath. We are stoked that you could join us here for a jam-packed pregame show. Kara, it's been a fantastic season. We have finally arrived at Championship Saturday. It feels good.
Oh, absolutely, especially because we've had an amazing championship weekend. The Unicorns every year have always been a favorite here at Jimmy John's Field. Not this year. It's changed this year. Yet they still, although it came from the number 4 seed to this championship game, making USPBL history, only the second team to ever do it, and it was also the Utica Unicorns the first time. Mammoths, first time ever in the championship game. They've never done it before either, so it's going to be an historic year here at Jimmy John's Field.
There's a chance to crown a new champion in the Westside Woolly Mammoths, or the team who's won the most trophies ever, the Utica Unicorns, could hoist a 5th tonight. We'll see how it goes. A reminder that the Unicorns came into these playoffs having won just 2 of their last 15 games. Well, they've won 3 in a row. The final game of the regular season, they storm back down by 6 runs on Thursday. They come back in the 9th and win that one 8-7. And then a big win last night, a bunch of hits in the 3rd inning, and they never looked back.
Oh, it's always just about, especially here at USPBL, who shows up championship weekend? Who's the one that's not going to crack under pressure? And so far, it's been the Utica Unicorns. I think they were sick and tired of losing and being in that losing streak. They weren't the favorite this year, and it wasn't going their way, but they were sick and tired of that happening. They're showing up here today, ready to face off against the Mammoths. I've heard a lot from the players so far, so have you. They're fired up and they're ready to go. They're on a roll. Mammoths have been cold all week. They haven't been here. They only played last weekend, so it could be kind of a tough go.
The Mammoths started this season 4-7. It looked like they might pick up where they left off from the year before in last place. They turned it around mightily after the college showcase, and since the All-Star break, they've been in first all year long. They finished 9 games above 500. This will be their first game in 8 days. Nathan Witt is the starter. He's going to act as the opener. We're only expecting 1 or 2 innings out of Nathan Witt, and then they're going to go to their ace, Garrett Martin. The good thing for Taylor Jellikowski, manager for the Mammoths, every pitcher is available with those 8 days of rest. Martin, however, hasn't been great against the Unicorns this year. Either way, whatever Jim Essien does to find some pitching, or whatever Taylor Jellikowski does with his fully rested bullpen, it's going to be very interesting and exciting.
Yes, we've always said don't count out Skip's teams. Nobody did, some people did, but they still made it here this weekend. Like you said, Mammoths can pull from their bullpen. Unicorns have been using their bullpen all weekend. So it might be a tough go on their end, but some of the players said they still feel very confident in what they got coming out here tonight. It's a championship game, it's all on the line.
Andrew Huffman, the pitcher of the year, threw 70 pitches for the Unicorns on Thursday. They're hoping for another 15 or 20 tonight. He will start for the Unicorns before they go to the bullpen. Connor Tomasic and Garrett Bonnet out of the bullpen, the only 2 pitchers that the Unicorns haven't used this weekend. Will we name a new champion, or will the best winner in USPBL history, the Utica Unicorns, hoist their 5th trophy? We'll find out after this. Stay tuned for the rest of the pregame show. We've got interviews with the owner of the league, Andy Appleby, as well as Taylor Jellikowski and Alex Garbasic of the Mammoths, and then Lucas Gooden and Nick Pastore for the Unicorns were nice enough to join us. That's Kara Wolfbauer. I'm Brendan Shabath. Jam-packed pregame show, Championship Sunday coming up here on the USPBL Network.
Jimmy John's Field is the perfect venue for birthday parties, summer picnics, company outings, and provides the best entertainment in Metro Detroit with great baseball all summer long. Spend your summer nights under the lights at Jimmy John's Field in historic downtown Utica.
We build, Roads, bridges, wind farms, and pipelines, schools to skyscrapers, our members create monuments. We operate. We're the operators and mechanics behind the advanced heavy machines that move Michigan forward. We maintain boilers and HVAC. Our members run the complex heating and cooling systems that we all depend on. Our training is second to none, and safety is our priority. We are Operating Engineers 324, and we keep Michigan running.
They call me Prospects. Since the day I was born as a diver's watch, the challengers of the world have taught me many things. Life is not a numbers game. It's about challenging ourselves. No matter what happens, just follow your heart. These pioneers drive our generation forward. Not by setting records, but by never giving up. Keep going forward. Prospects.
Available at Lucido Fine Jewelry.
We're the financial champion of Michiganders. Whether you're a goal-getter or dream chaser, an empty nester or up-and-comer, anyone in Michigan can bank with us. Michigan Schools and Government Credit Union.
Fifth Third Extra Time helps you do you better. So kick back and relax. You have extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Fifth Third Extra Time. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
Welcome back to Jimmy John's Field, the pregame show for our 2023 U.S. PBL Championship. The number 4 Utica Unicorns taking on the number 1 Westside Woolly Mammoths. The Unicorns 17-26 on the year, but a 2-game win streak here in the playoffs puts them in the championship. The Mammoths 27-18, the best team all year long. They get a bye to the championship. This will be their first game in 8 days. We mentioned the Mammoths started 4-7 on the year. Didn't look like this team that was so good on paper, so good with a bunch of college guys, was going to turn out to be as good as they did. Then things changed around the college showcase, and by the All-Star break, they were in first place, and they never looked back. They just kept on winning. They got better as the year went on. They added more pieces. The at-bats became better. The pitching became better, and that's due in large part to Taylor Jellikowski and Alex Garbasic, who Kara Wolfbauer and I spoke with before tonight's matchup. But first, Kara Wolfbauer spoke with the CEO and owner of the USPBL, Andy Appleby, ahead of the 8th championship here in the USPBL. Here are those interviews now.
Today we are joined by Andy Appleby, now our CEO and commissioner of Jimmy John's Field and United Shore Professional Baseball League. So thank you so much for joining us today, Andy. It's always a pleasure to have you on the broadcast. But the first thing we just want to hear is, this is the 8th season now with USPBL since 2016, the inaugural year. How are you feeling this championship weekend?
Well, I'm really feeling great, not only about this championship weekend and all the fun and excitement and, of course, this sold-out crowd tonight, but I'm very happy for the whole season. One in which we had a lot of firsts in terms of some of the largest crowds we've ever had here. And I'm also happy because I think people have always appreciated us, even since the day we started, but maybe more so now since the pandemic. Believe it or not, people, I think, appreciate more of a community gathering spot like this, and where it's all about family values and patriotism and no politics here, and it's just been a joy the whole season.
Absolutely. Like you talked about family values, having a lot of people out to the ballpark, especially we have our kid zone where all the kids can come and enjoy and get to meet the players. So how do you feel knowing that you're able to bring this ballpark to Utica, have all these players here, and the kids get to meet professional baseball players, and it's a vital part of them growing up? It
is, and it's I look at this as 100% positive win-win-win for the community, for the fans and families that get to come here, obviously for the players as well. They get to play in front of a sold-out crowds and chase the dream, sign autographs, take pictures with kids. And with the advent of so many of our players being signed, up to 51 now, as you know, it just makes our game better and better each year, because better and better players know that they're going to get a chance here.
Yes, absolutely, especially because our league is so different from other independent professional leagues. We have 4 teams here, and they're always working. Every coach is working on improving each player, no matter what team they're on, which is another reason why we've been successful in having 5 guys getting signed out this year. So how does it feel to know that we got 5 guys to be able to continue on to the next level, which is our goal for the players here?
Yeah, and I heard from the Minnesota scout today, last night, Billy, and he said that several of them are doing really, really well. So it's always nice when they make the jump and then, you know, they show well for him also. No, it's been great. And I think the whole decision to make where we wanted to make every player better was one that has led to all the success. Most independent baseball is strictly a business. They're strictly theater performers, these players. And certainly we need theater performers too. I don't want to act like we're not in that camp, but we're all about wanting players to get to the next level and investing far more money into the training of players than other leagues.
Yes, absolutely. And I have one more question for you, just about the game tonight in general now. We haven't gotten too much into it. It's been a crazy weekend, especially for the Utica Unicorns, now being number 4 seed, making it all the way now to the championship game. It's only happened one time so far in USPBL history, so how excited are you in general for this Mammoths Unicorns game night? Mammoths never been to the championship game before.
Yeah, so so the it's wonderful to see the level of competition, the level of drama at our games. Tonight will be really special with this kind of a crowd. And what I really love about these games is that you find that most people actually sit in their seat and watch the games, as opposed to other times where most of the kids are in the wiffle ball field and such. And we'll have some of that for sure, but it's really going to be a special game.
Yes, absolutely. Really excited for this championship game tonight. So thank you for joining us, Andy. He's always around the ballpark, so everyone can always say hi to Mr. Appleby. So
yeah.
Thank you for joining us today. Let's have a fantastic championship weekend.
Well, and Kara, I want to just say thank you to you for your years here, last couple of years. And like we talked yesterday, I hope you come back. But she does a great job, and I can't wait to see her on NBC or ESPN someday.
Thanks, Andy. You're the best. Let's have a great weekend, guys.
Thank you.
Here with Westside Woolly Mammoths manager Taylor Jellikowski. Jelly, thank you so much for being here. Congratulations on making it to the 2023 USPBL Championship. You were a player in this league, manager last year, manager this year, obviously. First time in this championship game, though. Did you get any sleep last night?
Not a lot. I will not lie to you. Not a lot. When you're playing against someone in Jim Essien, it's what I've been saying all weekend is we're all playing checkers and he's playing chess. So I did not get much sleep last night.
So, I mean, just at least what are the emotions leading up to today? It's got to feel like a long day, a little bit nervous, a little bit excited. You know, are you thinking about the strategy, how the game might go?
Yeah, I'm not really nervous for myself. I'm nervous for my guys. Like, I just want them to have a good quality experience, and we've had such a great season. I would love to just be able to go out on top.
And so you guys do get the first place bye into the championship, and that's always a conversation within these playoffs is, would you rather be 1 or 2 and whatnot, all the days of rest. You guys get 8 days. Last time you played was Friday. You did have some live at-bats over the week, though. You're obviously the head coach at Macomb Community College. You took the guys there. They faced their own pitchers. How did that go? What was your assessment from an X's and O's kind of standpoint of how those live at-bats went for your guys?
Yeah, live at-bats are pretty much just to see something coming at you. Like, work counts, understand your process and what you're trying to do, and that was really it. Like, there was no pressure, no stress. It was just kind of get out there, see something coming at you, and get you closer to this game.
And so with all those days off, you did get to throw those pitchers a little bit too. We're going to see Nathan Witt start tonight. He's not really going to serve as the starter, though. He's an opener for Garrett Martin.
Right.
That strategy has worked for you guys this year. Witt will go 2, and then Martin comes in and gets as long a leash as he's going to get. Right. Is that kind of what you expect tonight?
No doubt, no doubt. And Witt, we've found that he does better when it's like a controlled outing. Like, he knows what to expect. He has time to warm up. Like, he's actually pretty good in the bullpen too. But we found that trying to speed up the other team with Witt going 95 to 99, and then slow him down a little bit. Garrett's more of a mix guy. I mean, he'll run it up to 90, 91, but he's more of a mix guy, and it exploits that a little bit more.
And it seems like Garrett has done well in that situation too. Just getting to get into the game and start with a clean inning, usually in the third.
No doubt, no doubt. And trying to get him a clean inning, right? That's the main thing. Like, Witt is good for probably 40 max pitches. So we're like tiptoeing a fine line there on, do we get them hot during the second inning? Do we get them hot after the second inning where it's just a clean third? We're going to kind of see what we're going to do tonight. We're either going to go 1 or 2, depending on how many pitches he throws in the first.
And on the other side of the ball, maybe a little bit of rust, but we mentioned the live at-bats, but everybody is rested. You've got the 9 in the lineup plus 3 on the bench. Feeling good about the lineup looking tonight?
Oh, absolutely. Adding Nick Lucky late when Burrow went down on the IL, and now getting Burrow back, that's those two along with Fox and Livingston. If we get a quality game out of Livingston Morris, it's going to be a laser show for us, hopefully.
I think a highlight, too, defensively is Dre Williams-Nelson. Spent a lot of time in the outfield when Burl Dixon was hurt. He moves back to second base, where he's been for the last couple games, but it's hard to find a better second baseman in this league.
No, yeah, absolutely. And that's his main position. He was just kind of doing us a favor with the limited roster size, and he did fine out there, but it's nice to see him back where he's most comfortable.
I've always been interested by some of your managerial decisions, and we'll often talk about it after the game, and you'll let us in as to why things went that way, and it's always very interesting. Does the decision process change in a game like this? You mentioned going against Jim Essie, and obviously it's a single elimination game. That's a little bit different in the championship, but beyond that, how much does it change for you?
So me being new at this, and I've played in a couple championships, but I've never managed in one. I was talking to my assistant, Karn, and he was like, we're throwing our best out there, and we're just going for it. Like, there's no point to overthink this. There's no point to manage yourself out of a game. Like, throw the balls out. Your best players where they need to be, and we're going to roll with it.
And with everything that you have been through with this Mammoths team, guys from last year, guys from this year, how this season has gone, it started off slow. We talked about that on the broadcast last night. Turn it around, you finished 9 games above 500. What would that mean to you, to your players, to pick up a win tonight?
Oh, everything. I mean, we've always been known as the looser clubhouse. We have more fun than most of the other teams, and it's not because we don't take anything like not as serious as everybody else, but it's just I understand that these guys need to have fun and be loose, and if they're not, then they're going to struggle, right? So having this much success throughout the year and being able to finish on top would be the goal.
Well, hopefully you guys can be as loose as possible. Given a championship game, the nerves are likely going to be high, but we'll see how it all shakes out at 6:05 between the Mammoths and the Unicorns. An interview with third baseman Alex Garbasic for the Mammoths is coming up.
3. And now we're here with Alex Garbasic from the Westside Woolly Mammoths, third baseman. So thank you for joining us today, Alex.
Always.
And a little thing we kind of want to talk to you about is we just spoke with Taylor Jellikowski, and you've been having a fantastic rookie season here with us at the USPBL. And you actually came from Madonna playing with Jelly, and now you get to have him as your coach another time, but in professional ball.
Right. Yeah, I love playing with Jelly back at Madonna. You know, he always brings the vibes, so it keeps it loose for me and makes it enjoyable for me out here, and it's a lot of fun.
Yes, absolutely. And something we kind of talked to Jelly about is even when the Mammoths were in a slump, even though you guys are the #1 seed and you guys made it championship weekend, made it to the championship game, earlier on in the season it was a little bit of a slump at one point. You were still performing exceptionally well. And he was saying that the big difference was that you were just playing baseball. You weren't worried about being cut. You weren't worried about moving on to the next level. You were just playing your game. So tell me about that in general and your mentality, how it's been so far this season.
Right, yeah, I think my teammates make my job really easy out here. You know, I know the talent that's around me, and it makes it easy for me to go in, do my job, play good defense, get on base, do all that stuff, because I know, you know, if they're not playing their best, they're going to come around eventually and make a run. So.
Yes,
yeah.
Absolutely. Even though you're a rookie this year, you've been definitely a stronghold for the Mammoths so far on defensive side at third base over there. So what's it been like coming in as a rookie but having such a big impact on the team so far this year?
Right. I think playing good defense, that's what I've always done growing up. I take a lot of pride in my defense, and being able to do it out here every night, it's a lot of fun.
Yes,
definitely.
Fantastic offensively as well.
Right.
So, but something else we wanted to talk to you about is we're here, championship weekend, championship game, but the difference with the USPBL is the way we do it is our #1 seed has an automatic ticket to the championship game. The Mammoths made history this year, first time they've been the #1 seed making it to our championship game. But the only thing is the Unicorns are on a bit of a run right now. They were the #4 seed. They get to kind of come in warmed up to championship game. You guys are coming off of not playing since last week, so how does that feel?
Right, I think we're fine. The vibes in the locker room right now are pretty good. I think we know as long as we play our game, we can get the job done today. And if we don't, any team that's on a run is going to be able to take care of us. So for us, it's just playing our game because we know what we're capable of when we're on.
Yes, absolutely. And even before the game, we were waiting a second to get these interviews in because you guys were with the chaplains. You guys do some chapel sessions before the game. So tell me how you feel like having the whole team together, how that may contribute to overall team camaraderie as we head into this game today.
Yeah, I think that and everything else included, practicing with the guys every day. You know, we're a pretty tight-knit group in the clubhouse, and I think we all trust each other to go out there and play our game and get the job done today, for sure.
Yes, absolutely. So, like we said, it's championship game today. It's the final game of the season, but it's been your professional career, your first one. What's it feel knowing that this is the last game of this year of your professional career, and it might just be the day you could take home a ring?
Right, yeah, I'm really excited for the opportunity, obviously, and I can't wait to get it started.
Yes, absolutely. So thank you so much for joining us today, Alex Garbasic. One more time, thank you so much. Really appreciate having you. Now, we had some interviews with Taylor Jellikowski and Andy Appleby, but we've got some interviews now coming up with the Utica Unicorns. They were the number 4 seed in the championship weekend, but they've made it all the way to the championship game now. Great game tonight. Westside Woolly Mammoths, Utica Unicorns. We'll be back soon after the break.
Make your move with a quick and easy mortgage from Genesis Credit Union. We have mortgages to fit your life. Genesis Credit Union. Visit us today.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At fsbcares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. FSBcares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood because strong neighbors mean stronger communities. Where good neighbors do great things. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
We're the financial champion of Michiganders. Whether you're a goal getter or dream chaser, an empty nester, or up-and-comer, anyone in Michigan can bank with us. Michigan Schools and Government Credit Union.
First pitches being thrown out on the USPBL network ahead of our championship game. Around 20 minutes from first pitch between the Mammoths and the Unicorns here on the USPBL network. The Unicorns struggled at the start of the season, struggled in the middle, and struggled towards the end, but not at the very end. They've gone on a 3-game win streak since the last game of the regular season, and here they are in the championship after coming back down 7-1 on Thursday against the Beavers in the number 3 versus number 4 game. They got out to an early lead, 5-1 against the Hoppers yesterday in the 3rd, and they never looked back, winning that game 7-2. We spoke with Lucas Gooden, the first baseman, and Nick Pastor, the center fielder for the Utica Unicorns, about that run, about this season, and about this championship game tonight. Here are those interviews now as we continue our championship pregame show here on the USPBL network. We're down here at Jimmy John's Field with first baseman for the Utica Unicorns, Lucas Gooden. Lucas, appreciate you being here. Congratulations on making it to the championship. You're the leadoff man in the lineup for the Unicorns, have been all season long. You've really progressed as the season went along. The offense for you guys has progressed, especially in these last 2 weeks. I think you really look at that 4-run comeback against the Diamond Hoppers in game 1 of the doubleheader 2 weekends ago. You guys end up losing that game 6-5, but you come back again in the second game, win that one 9-6, and obviously a comeback on Thursday to start these playoffs. You being the front man for that, what kind of burden have you felt like you've had to shoulder to get the offense started? And what was the conversation in the locker room for you guys to really turn this offense around? An offense that you guys just didn't really have all year. It wasn't quite clicking like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily think it was much of a burden. I think it was more of like, I got to take pride in taking care of business, lead off the game, whether that's inning number 1 or inning number 9. I mean, I think I understand that I got to set the table for the offense. I got some great hitters behind me. So whether that means I get on with a walk or get on with a hit, I just got to understand that if we're going to win the games, I got to get the team rolling and let the guys behind me do their jobs as well.
And it seems like part of this change in offense, this offensive surge that you guys have had, is due in part to some really long at-bats. A lot of 0-2 walks, or 0-2 into a full count and a late base hit in the at-bat. I mean, what was the approach kind of change for you guys? It really flipped.
Well, I think we got a lot of experienced hitters in our lineup, so I think a lot of these guys understand that if you get in deep counts and you're fouling off pitches and a pitcher makes his pitch, if you foul that off, then you're able to see, you saw his best pitch of the at-bat. So therefore, I mean, you're locked in. You know that the next pitch may be a mistake, and so we got a lot of guys in the lineup ready to ambush mistakes, and we're gonna have to do that tonight too. So,
when we were in the dog days of August, and you guys had won just one of your last 14 games, do you think you would have believed me if I told you then that you'd be here in the championship after being the 4 seed?
I'll say yeah. I mean, we got a lot of good competitors on our team, man, and I think that's what I've been saying to the guys is it's dangerous to play a team that has nothing to lose. And so, I mean, no one expected us to be here, probably besides the however many guys we have in the clubhouse. And so it's been a lot of fun just to play free. I think that's a big part of baseball, man. Just play free, play confident, and that's been a lot of fun these last 2 days.
And obviously there's 2 big storylines around your guys' team in these playoffs. It's the offensive surge like we talked about, and then it's the pitching. You guys have had to deal with playing on Thursday, winning 2 games, and now you have to find pitching somewhere here on Saturday. You have 2 pitchers who haven't gone yet this week. That's Garrett Bonnet and Connor Tomasic. The pitcher of the year, Andrew Huffman, is going to be on the mound to start. We're not expecting him to go very far, but he's going to start this game. As a position player who's out there trying to provide run support on one end and provide defense on the other, what's it been like for you to, 1, watch Jim Essien manage this pitching staff, and 2, be out there kind of supporting them and going through this with them?
Well, ultimately, you just got to tip your cap to Jim. I mean, he's been around the game for a long time. He's going to put the best lineup out there to win the ball game. And, I mean, giving Huff the ball tonight, you got to tip your cap to him as well. He's a competitor. He's a dog. And so Jim knows what he's doing. And so as a defense, we're just going to trust that he's going to put us in the best situation to win and go out and compete as hard as we can.
Win or lose tonight, what does it say about this Unicorns team to fight from 9 games below 500 to win your last 3 games and be here in the championship tonight with a chance to go home with a trophy?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just been a wonderful experience for all of us. I mean, I say it for myself, it's been a lot of fun. I think baseball is meant to be played free, and sometimes it's hard to do that. And so we've been able to experience that the last 2 days. And I think if we carry that into tonight, we're going to set ourselves up to have a good game.
Appreciate you being here. Congratulations and good luck tonight. That's Lucas Gooden, first baseman for the Utica Unicorns. Kara Wolfbauer is coming up next with Nick Pastor here on the USPBL Network.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and discover the funner you hidden within you. The you that doesn't think about adult things and stuff. Ashley, I don't want to hear anything about your car registration when we're at Dave & Buster's.
Okay.
The you want to be. Let the Dave & Buster's method illuminate you. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
And now it's time to get into some Utica Unicorns interviews. So we have Nick Pastor, actually an MVP candidate for this year, and he's going to be out in center field tonight for the Utica Unicorns. So thanks for joining us today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Yes, absolutely. So first, what I do want to talk to you about, though, is how amazing it is to be an MVP candidate, know that you were out there valued as one of the most valuable guys in the league. So how did that feel, knowing that you had that status so far this year?
Yeah, it was honestly crazy to me. I mean, I just went out every day and just tried to play. I mean, whatever happened, and it just worked out in my favor this year, and I got to be an MVP candidate.
Yes, absolutely. Just playing baseball. We kind of heard that from Alex Garbasic on the Mammoths, who we just talked to a short while ago. Just playing baseball and not even thinking too much about getting cut or making it to the next level, just enjoying the game every day, and it goes a long way.
Yeah.
And you guys have taken it game by game, obviously, because you guys are in the championship game now. Unicorns were not the favorite team to make it to the championship game this year. You guys came in as the number 4 seed in your last 16 games. I'm so sorry. You guys were 2-14, so it's been a bit of a rough go recently. The past 2 weeks, you guys have started being the comeback kids, coming up on the right end of the ball. So how do you feel now that you guys have made it to the championship game so far? It's been a long journey.
Yeah, it's definitely been ups and downs, but I mean, we're going up right now, so that's the biggest thing. The playoffs matter, and you want to be playing your best ball at that time, and that's what we're doing right now. Everything's starting to click, and it's working out for us.
like you said, it's starting to click, and that's the most important part. It's when it clicks, and it's got to be this weekend, and it's been working so far. The only difficult part is you guys have used a lot of your bullpen so far this weekend. So how are you guys feeling? I know you're defenseman. You're fielding all the time. You're not in our bullpen staff, but how are you guys feeling on that side coming into the game tonight?
So I still feel very good in all the pitchers we still have. I mean, we still haven't even used some of our guys. I mean, I trust everyone. I'm always going to just have everyone's back no matter what. I mean, whatever happens, happens. They're going to pitch their best they can, and we'll see what happens.
Yes, absolutely, because what we've talked about a lot, especially on our pregame shows, is you never count out one of Skip Johnson's teams. Even if you guys have been struggling, you don't count out Skip Johnson. So what do you think has clicked differently these last 2 weeks that you guys have especially been starting to produce offensively as well?
I think all the guys were just starting to enjoy time out here with each other. I mean, I think we were kind of just not clicking together, and then we were just like, I mean, we're playing bad. We're going to play in the playoffs with a 4 seed. Might as well just make a run at it. I mean, we got nothing to lose. No one believes in us.
Nothing to lose.
Just play as a team, and it's working out for us.
Yes, absolutely. Love to see that it's working out for you guys. Everyone loves a good underdog story.
Yeah.
So it's been absolutely fantastic to see, especially because this is the first time the Mammoths have even made it to our championship game. So we're kind of making history here today. And it's only the second time in USPBL history that we've had a 4th place seed actually make it up to the game today.
That's crazy.
So,
I didn't know that.
Yes, so we've got a lot of history going on here today with the USPBL. But we're really excited for today's matchup. You guys have played the Mammoths a lot so far this year. So any sort of scouting report or anything you guys have been talking about differently as you're heading to this game?
Not necessarily differently. I feel like we usually play the Mammoths pretty well this whole season. I mean, we know they have some dudes, but we also have some dudes. So it's who wants to perform under the lights. That's literally what it comes down to.
Exactly, and like we said, anything can happen championship weekend. It's just who can play under the pressure and when the excitement comes in. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, once again, this is Nick Pastore, one of our MVP candidates this year. So it's been fantastic having you with the USPBL.
There are many things you can rely on in this world, like a sunny day brightening your mood, your mom baking the world's best apple pie, and never a dull moment in running your business. And when it comes to time-consuming HR tasks, you can rely on Tryon. Tryon can handle payroll and taxes, employee benefits, and more, so you can stay focused on attracting and retaining the best talent. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Make your move with a quick and easy mortgage from Genesis Credit Union. We have mortgages to fit your life. Genesis Credit Union. Visit us today.
We're the financial champion of Michiganders. Whether you're a goal getter or dream chaser, an empty nester or up-and-comer, anyone in Michigan can bank with us. Michigan Schools and Government Credit Union.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and discover the funner you hidden within you. The you that doesn't think about adult things and stuff. Ashley, I don't want to hear anything about your car registration when we're at Dave & Buster's.
Okay.
The you want to be. Let the Dave & Buster's method illuminate you. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
Championship Saturday, Unicorns and Mammoths here on the USPBL network. The starting lineups are being announced on the field. Let's take a look at them here on the broadcast. We'll begin with your 17 and 26 4-seeded Utica Unicorns leading off. We talked to him already. He's been leading off all season long. The first baseman, Lucas Gooden. The right fielder, Phil Matulia, will bat second, followed by Felix Aberrett. caught yesterday. He's off his feet today as the designated hitter batting third. Josh Baker, the home run leader, is out in left field. He'll clean things up and bat fourth. Jared Weber has the hot corner defensively, batting fifth. Nick Pastor, our pregame interview with Kara Wolfbauer, he's batting sixth and out in center field. Ramon Enriquez has the duties behind the dish tonight. He'll be in the 7 hole. And as always, Patrick Baggett and Donovan Curiel, 8 and 9, shortstop and second baseman, always close in the lineup. And Andrew Huffman on the mound for the Unicorns. For your first place, 28 and 17 Westside Woolly Mammoths. Not much changing from this entire season. Their best hitter and best defender, Burl Dixon, at the top of the order. The MVP candidate will lead things off out in center field. Nick Lucky, the newcomer who has really bolstered the Mammoths defense and is a good bat in the lineup. He'll bat second and play out in right field. Fox Liam, the best slugger all season for the Mammoths, is the first baseman tonight, batting third. Livingston Morris finally got a couple home runs under his professional belt, 2 this year. He's a designated hitter, batting fourth. Trey Williams Nelson comes back to the infield. He'll be at second base, batting fifth. Nick Webb is the left fielder, batting sixth. Alex Garbasic, the third baseman in our pregame interviewee tonight, will bat seventh. Zach Beadle has the duties behind the dish, batting eighth, and Trevor Austin, another fantastic defender out in the field, will be the shortstop, batting ninth. They have Nathan Witt on the mound. Let's take a look at your Ascension pitcher comparison between these two. We don't expect to see either of these guys, Andrew Huffman or Nathan Witt, for very long tonight, Kara. But this is what it looks like for Witt, an ERA just below 5. For Huffman, it goes above 3 after the outing on Thursday, but it's been 2.5 all year long. He's the pitcher of the year, leading the Unicorns with 53 innings. Guys that can throw strikes, not walk too many guys. That's going to be important tonight.
Yes, and we've seen it all year. Nathan Witt being more of an opener for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. Haven't really seen any other teams in the league do it so far, but we'll see that from Andrew Huffman, I'm thinking, tonight after seeing 70 pitches in their opening game.
Time for the national anthem. We're so close. When we come back, it'll be first pitch here on the US PBL Network. Unicorns and Mammoths in the championship. We'll be right back.
Throughout your life, from big moments to ones well-earned, we're your financial guardian angel. Alliance Catholic Credit Union. It is finally time for the Unicorns to face the Mammoths here in our 2023 USPBL Championship. This entire season, public, non-public, fireworks Fridays, thirsty Thursdays, Jimmy Buffett night, has all led to this game, this moment between these two teams. Thank you so much for joining us on Facebook, YouTube, My Michigan TV. Our broadcast tonight is due in part to some fantastic sponsors who have been with us all season long, and we'd like to announce those presenting sponsors for tonight's championship matchup. It's Ascension, Belfour Property Restoration, Budweiser, Dave & Buster's, DTE Energy, Fifth Third Bank, Jarbcom, Jimmy John's, Macomb Community College, McLaren Macomb, McQuaid Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Refrigeration, Metro Detroit Chevy Dealers, Pepsi, Scott's, and United Wholesale Mortgage. We thank all of our proud sponsors for everything they have done for the USPBL and the USPBL network this year and all the years leading up to this 8th championship matchup. An excited crowd is ready to go, jam-packed here into Jimmy John's Field. There's a buzz in this ballpark right now. It feels good. Despite the overcast skies, 67 degrees, no rain in the forecast, light breeze. The wind has had no factor all weekend on some of the long fly balls. We'll see if that changes tonight. The Chevy Pavilion is ready for a home run. The hill out in right field is ready for a home run. Surely some of these hitters are as well. And Nathan Witt for the Westside Woolly Mammoths is ready to get us started here in the championship against Lucas Gooden. It'll be Gooden, Matulia, and Aberrett, lefty, lefty, righty, to start us off. Witt is ready. First pitch, 6:05, right on time, and we're underway in the USPBL Championship. 1 ball and no strikes on Lucas Gooden. Hitting .295 when you add in the 2 playoff games for the Unicorns this year. Swings, and it's a high fly ball. This will stay in the ballpark, though. Nick Lucky ranging over in foul territory, makes the catch right up against the bullpen wall, and that's the first out here in the championship.
Run out of field there.
Don't see Lucas Gooden go down on 2 pitches too often, and a couple smirks from some of his teammates. You can see them saying maybe just some jitters there, and we are expecting to see championship jitters today. Now Phil Matulia. First pitch outside edge for a called strike. Witt, 3 pitches, 2-seam fastball, cutter, slider. Fastball nasty, can get up to 95. That last one, the cutter. 0-1. There's the 94-mile-an-hour fastball, low and away, and a swing and a miss on a tip from Matulia. Quickly behind 0-2. That's no trouble for the Unicorns. They've battled through a lot of 2-strike counts all season, but particularly in these playoffs. Witt will step off as Matulia takes his time out. Matulia 3 for 8 in the playoffs. A couple of RBIs and a couple of runs scored. Some big ones in the Thursday matchup. 0-2 slider nearly got him, just up and away. Tight breaking slider for Nathan Witt. 4.80 ERA in 30 innings this year, as you saw in the Ascension pitcher comparison before the game. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, Matulia's down. The first K of the night belongs to Nathan Witt. And quickly 2 outs here in the first.
A lot of good breaking stuff, man. I don't know. He's not going to his fastball very often.
Witt last made a start in the last game of the regular season for the Westside Woolly Mammoths back on September 1st. That was against the Beavers. They won that 7-6. A longer start than we're used to seeing. When he uses Jelly, that is, when he uses Witt as the opener, first pitch slider inside for a strike to Felix Aberrett. When Witt is used as the opener, as he is being used in that same fashion tonight, it's often just 2 innings. The 0-1 back up the middle. Ranging play by Dre Williams-Nelson. That's why he's in the infield, because he's going to make plays like those all night long. 1, 2, 3 go the Unicorns in the top of the first as we are underway in the 2023 USPBL Championship. Mammoths batting for the first time when we come back on the USPBL Network.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and recenter life around zapping stuff and cheering for stuff with your friends. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
'23 championship underway. Mammoths will get their first chance at the plate with Burl Dixon, Nick Lucky, and Fox Liam to lead things off in the bottom of the first against Andrew Huffman, the 2023 Pitcher of the Year. Here's the defense that sits behind Huffman. It's Baker in left, Pastor in center, and Matulia is over in right. The corners on the infield read Jared Weber and Lucas Gooden. And then all season long, the double play combination up the middle has never wavered. It's Patrick Baggett and Donovan Curiel with Ramon Enriquez behind the plate tonight. Huffman threw 70 pitches in the win on Thursday. It was not his best 70 that we've seen from him this year. He was out there warming up before the game with the Beavers, and while he was warming up in the bullpen, received the Pitcher of the Year award and kind of tipped his cap and waved to the crowd from the bullpen out in right field. And have to imagine that's not great for a pitcher's psyche, no matter what, winning or losing that award just before your first playoff start in the season. So we talked to some people. Huffman also got out to his warm-up on Thursday a little bit earlier than he normally does, and you could tell he was just amped up. He was ready, excited, maybe a little bit nervous, and that didn't quite translate to a good outing on the mound. In that matchup on Thursday, went 3 1/3 innings, gave up 5 hits and 7 runs. Only 4 of them were earned. The Unicorns on the night had 3 errors. He walked 4 and struck out 4. So it wasn't a typical outing for Huffman, and this isn't going to be one either. They're hoping that he can give them 1 inning. Talked to Pat Adams, the assistant manager, before tonight's game, and he said if Huffman gives us 1 inning, that's great. That's fantastic, and we're going to go with it. If he gives us 2, it's electric, and we're going to be happier than we've ever been. The pitch count has to be 20 or less for Huffman. Throwing 90 pitches in a day and a half is not easy to do. His first pitch to Burl Dixon is a tight inside fastball, missing, ball 1. Dixon, an MVP candidate, hitting .303, the best hitter average-wise on the Mammoths all season. The 1-0. Quick swing and a foul back to the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike. Burl not only leads the Mammoths in batting average, but RBIs, walks, and stolen bases. The tough thing for Andrew Huffman, who needs a quick inning, is that's not easy to do against this guy. 1-1, swing and a miss. Huffman out in front, nods his head, a little fired up after getting strike 2. Burl Dixon is going to use his timeout in the 1-2 count. He consistently all season long has worked some of the longest at-bats we've seen, and I'm talking 8, 9, and 10 pitch at-bats from Dixon this year. And in the fact that he plays one of the best center fields in the entire league, and it's no shock that he was an MVP candidate this year. The 1-2. Staying alive. It's been nice to see Burl have this turnaround from his other professional seasons in the minor leagues with the Royals. The plate discipline is what was lacking before, and he's got it now. 1-2, takes a good one. Splitter outside, makes it 2-2. Huffman's got 5 pitches, both fastballs. The off-speed is curveball, slider, splitter. 2-2. And another foul ball. Exactly what we talked about. 6 pitches already And we're not finished with this first at bat. The best thing the Unicorns could get right now, it seems crazy to mention it this early, they're set up to win this game if Burl Dixon can get out right here. If they don't have to pull Andrew Huffman in this first inning, that is a big recipe for success for Jim Essein's squad. And sure enough, we get a full count. Jim Essien has a vision for how this game is going to go in his mind. A big league player and a big league manager. And strike three called. Dixon was ready to chuck the bat. Instead, he'll slowly walk it back to the dugout. The high fastball for Andrew Huffman gets the first strikeout, and that's a big one. Huffman, historically this season, hasn't been great against the Mammoths. A 6.08 ERA. As another lefty, Nick Lucky, digs in. First pitch, fastball, strike. Andrew Huffman seems to have the stuff today for whatever little he can give. The Unicorns will take it. The 0-1. And strike two. Back-to-back fastballs right in the heart of the plate. Lucky took them both. Huffman this year way better against right-handed hitting than lefties by almost 150 points. Ahead 0-2. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts, and Huffman roars off the mound with 2 first outs. Unbelievable stuff from Andrew Huffman. You want to know why he was the pitcher of the year? For those 2 outs right there. Assistant manager Pat Adams said if he can come out, we'll know in the first 5 or 6 pitches, if he can come out and he can compete, even if he misses with his fastball, if he can compete with his fastball, we're going to be set up for success. First 2 outs on K's against 2 of the better hitters in the Mammoths lineup. I call that competing. First pitch to Fox Liam misses. Liam, the best slugger all season long for the Mammoths. 958 OPS with 5 home runs. Moves out of the way of a fastball. 2 balls and no strikes. Huffman's given up 4 home runs this year. 3 of them against the Westside Woolly Mammoths. 2-0, hard on the ground. Liam got out in front of a splitter. Pounds it foul. Fox Liam has 1 of those 3 Mammoth home runs. The other 2 were against Francis Florentino, who has since been signed by the Minnesota Twins. 2 down and a scoreless first. Swing and a miss, 2-2. You can just see it on Andrew Huffman's face. He's amped up right now. He's going to have to take a deep breath as Fox Liam takes his timeout. Huffman wants to get back on there and chuck it in. "15 pitches for Huffman, nearing his limit already." Big pitch here, the 2-2. Outside, another full count, the second one in the bottom of the first. Got to be careful with Liam. Played at Coastal Carolina and Missouri in college. High-level baseball, can jump on a good pitch. The 3-2. And strike 3 called again. Painted on the black on the outside with the fastball. Andrew Huffman strikes out the side. Scoreless first inning. Unbelievable from Andrew Huffman. We'll be back with the second on the USPBL Network.
Slide into a new home. Work with a local mortgage pro who works for you. Get a cheaper, faster, easier home loan. Find a mortgage broker near you today at findamortgagebroker.com.
You hear about the promo that Jimmy's John's got going on? 5 off 20? How they pulling it off? Magic? You got David's Copperfields in there? Show yourself, Copperfields!
Jimmy John's. $5 off orders of 20 or more.
Unicorns dugout has to be feeling good right now. Zeros all across the scoreboard after the first 6 outs, and perhaps none bigger than the 3 that Andrew Huffman just got. Strikeout looking, strikeout swinging, strikeout looking. In his 3 1/3 innings on Thursday, he only struck out 4 batters. Now, he's had very good favor striking out this Mammoth lineup all season long. Huffman is averaging 15.5 strikeouts per 9. But after 70 pitches on Thursday, no one could have expected he would come out here in the first and strike out the side. He did so in 18 pitches, and that's impressive stuff. Bullpen is already busy with Connor Tomasic for the Unicorns. We're not sure if Huffman's day is done. That's going to depend in part on what the Unicorns do on offense here in the top of the second, as Nathan Witt is back out for his second inning of work. He got quickly through the first 3 batters with 2 contact outs and a strikeout to Phil Matulia. So that means it's Baker, Weber, and Pastor, 4, 5, and 6, due up in the top of the second. 4 lefties in the lineup tonight for the Unicorns, plus the switch hitter Patrick Baggett, who will bat 8th. Witt's been pretty comparable between right and lefty splits this year, a little bit better against right-handed hitters. Baker, first pitch, high out to center. Dixon barely has to move. A couple steps back and to the right. 1 pitch and 1 out. Unicorns swinging it early. Haven't seen that much these playoffs. I already talked about it with Lucas Gooden. Maybe just those playoff jitters. But that man has a plan. Jim Essien has somehow managed his way back to the championship. They've already won 4 titles. They've been the runner-up 1 other time. That was last year against the Beavers. In the first 8 USPBL titles, the Unicorns have been here 6 times. The 0-1 to Weber. Slider outside. Weber lays off. Nice job to make it 1-1. Jared Weber, the 23-year-old native from Crawfordville, Florida. 3 for 8 these playoffs. And takes ball 2. Witt ramped it up to 95 there, just under the zone. Another good take. Two-1. And strike 2 called. Weber had the first 2-out single in the 9th on Thursday against the Beavers. The one that sparked the 3-run 2-out rally. Here's the 2-2. And strike 3 called. Weber knew it. Kind of a half cut. Didn't go around. It was a strike anyways. Nathan Witt, 95, bottom of the zone. Not much you can do with it in his second K of the day. Now 2 outs for Nick Pastor. Pastor, first pitch, hard foul ball the other way. He's had an unbelievable playoffs. Went 4 for 4 with a walk yesterday. He's 5 for 6 total. A couple of RBIs, a couple of walks, and a run scored. The 0-1. In on the feet, 1-1. Nick said he was feeling good, just seeing the ball well. Liked the way everything felt yesterday. Had a lot of confidence in himself and in his team going into last night's matchup. 1 ball, 1 strike. Check swing, pulled it back. Martin warming up for the Mammoths. Tomasic getting loose for the Unicorns. Expecting a lot of pitchers today. The 2-1. Outside, 3 balls and a strike. And as the wind starts to pick up a little bit, coming in from the outfield towards home plate. Have to pay attention to that here on the 3-1. Pastor with a pair of home runs this year. Swings and misses. 91 low and in. There's the center field flag. Just barely blown in, but every little bit counts in the championship game. Payoff pitch. On the ground to third. Garbasic fields it on 2 hops as he backs up, spins, and throws. And that's why Alex Garbasic is highlighted for his defense. He takes pride in it, and he can take pride in that out. Still scoreless. Bottom of the second. Mammoths coming up after the break.
There are things you can rely on in this world, like your dog being happy to see you, coffee getting you through the day, and the government changing business regulations. And when it comes to navigating those regulations, you can rely on Tryon and its team of attorneys. Tryon can also tackle time-consuming HR tasks like payroll and employee benefits, so you can stay focused on growing your business. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
At Ascension, Michigan, we're committed to being your first choice for healthcare. Our nationally recognized heart program is the leader throughout Michigan in minimally invasive heart valve procedures. For joint replacement, spine, and cancer care, patients choose our specialists for advanced care and treatment. And we also excel in the things that can't be measured. Listening more closely, caring more compassionately.
Andrew Huffman is back on the mound in the second inning, and this is shaping up to be a good game already, ladies and gentlemen. You talk to anybody in this league, whether it's upper management, fans, players, coaches, no one has any clue how today is going to go. Obviously, you would think 1 versus 4, Mammoths versus Unicorns, 9 below 500 versus 9 above. You would think the Mammoths have to be favored, and maybe they would be if there was a sports book that took USPBL betting, but anything can happen in these playoffs, and there is a serious doubt hanging in the balance between everybody's minds as to what might happen in this game. Nobody expected Andrew Huffman to get 3 strikeouts and strike out the side in the bottom of the first, so he goes back out for the second. Working on pitch number 18 as Livingston Morris digs in from the right side to lead it off. Slider that hung a little bit. Morris tried to jump on it, but just nicked it foul, 0-1. Trey Williams Nelson and Nick Webb will be next. The strike 1 skips into the left-handed batter's box, a pick by Enriquez. A ball and a strike. Extra base power has come around in the late stages of this season for Morris. The Georgia Gwinnett product. Swings and misses at the splitter there. A guy who joined the league and a few days later won the home run derby. Joined right at the All-Star break. Because of that, everyone kept waiting for him to pound a home run in the regular season. It just took a while, but he finally got one in a non-public and then smoked one directly at the scoreboard in a public game. He's got a 766 OPS with a 411 slug now. The 2-2. Outside, 3-2. Long at bats again. Three-two. Swing and a miss. Andrew Huffman has struck out the first 4 batters in this championship game. 2 looking and 2 swinging. For the past 35 years, Bell's Brewery has been inspired to brew beers that you can count on, not just for taste, but quality. From Two-Hearted Ale to Oberon to new classics like Official Hazy IPA or the easy drinking Golden Ale. Bell's has brewed inspired beer since 1985. Bell's Brewery in Comstock, Michigan. Please drink responsibly. Trey Williams Nelson checks his swing, pulls it back in time. 1 ball, no strikes. So 23 pitches now for Huffman. 24 is on the ground to Curiel, falls on top of it, anything to keep it in front, and that's the first out. That's not a K for the Mammoths. It goes 4-3 on the putout, and there are 2 down in the second. And Andrew Huffman is essentially 1 pitch away from giving the Unicorns the gem that they needed. They'll need all the help they can get from the pitching staff tonight. It sounds like the only ones that are for sure down, Tristan Harvin, who threw back-to-back days Thursday, Friday, and Jace Bauman. Harvin started both games. Bauman pitched in relief in both. The lefty from Youngsville, Louisiana, Nick Webb, digs in now. First pitch swinging, fastball, strike 1. Webb missed a lot of time this year on the injured list. Still got up to 25 games total, played a ton in the final stretch of the season. On the ground to second again. Curiel behind it one more time. Back-to-back groundouts as Gooden makes a little stretch for the grab. And Andrew Huffman on 25 pitches has just set up the Unicorns to keep it going and keep the pitching alive here in the championship. We move on to the third when we come back on the USPBL Network.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and reset our life around zapping stuff and cheering for stuff with your friends. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
Fifth Third Extra Time helps you do you better. So kick back and relax. You have extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Fifth Third Extra Time. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
Andrew Huffman putting his name to the possible MVP list already if the Unicorns can pull out a win tonight. We're a long ways from that. Still 7 innings left as we're ready for the top of the third. Scoreless. No base runners yet so far from either side. Neither of these pitchers is going to stay out and try to continue the perfect game streak as Witt, surprisingly enough, comes out for the 3rd inning. Garrett Martin still warming up in the bullpen for the Mammoths. We expect that Witt probably has an extremely short leash. I imagine 1 base runner and his day might be done. He'll face the 7, 8, and 9 in the Unicorns order, Enriquez, Baggett, and Curiel. But Andrew Huffman on 25 pitches has struck out 4 batters and recorded the first 6 outs against the best offensive team in the league this year. Mammoth's best offensive team by a pretty large margin, especially when you compare it to the Unicorns, who have been the worst offensive team. The 1-0 to Enriquez. And strike 1 with the fastball. Mammoths, the only team this year to average over 5 runs per game. The Unicorns, the only team to average less than 4. Enriquez takes another pitch outside, 2-1. Mammoths first in league batting average, Unicorns last. Mammoths first in league OPS, Unicorns last. Numbers-wise, this is really the most improbable matchup we would have here in the championship, but here we are. The 2-2 on the ground, right side. Liam will have to run over. Now Witt's going to be in a race to the bag with Enriquez, and he beats him there for the first out. One down for Patrick Baggett. The switch hitter will bat lefty. The Mammoths as a team, second best in the league pitching against left-handed hitting, and that's important because of the 4 and possible 5, depending on who's on the mound. Left-handers in the Unicorns lineup. Baggett takes strike 1. Baggett will only bat from the left side tonight because the Mammoths don't have a lefty. Hard on the ground. Fair ball. Patrick Baggett with the first base hit of the game, and it's extra bases. All the way into the corner. He's rounding second. Going for 3. Williams Nelson, the throw to third. Not in time. The first base runner of the game is 90 feet from home. Patrick Baggett, a plus defender all season long. The bat hasn't quite been there, but of late he has turned it around and put together some really good at-bats. There he jumped on a low and in fastball and roped it down the line, and now he could represent the go-ahead run. Infield drawn in just a step beyond the infield grass against Donovan Curiel, who swings and misses at the first pitch fastball. Witt ramped it up to 97. We've seen him do that a couple times. He gets angry or he gets in a big spot. Here comes 97 or 98 instead of the usual 95. The 0-1. 97 again, just missing outside. Baggett with speed. He'll be looking for anything in the dirt. 7 stolen bases this year for him. Hasn't been caught at all. 1 ball, 1 strike. Inside, Curiel falls on top of it as it pulled his feet out from under him. Donovan hitting .214, still looking for his first hit in these playoffs. 0 for 7 with 3 Ks. 2-1. On the ground to short, fielded on the backhand by Austin. Nice job to work the runner back and throw him out at first. Mammoths 1 out away from getting out of the jam caused by the triple from Baggett. Lineup flips over to Lucas Gooden now. Gooden flew out on just 3 pitches his first time up. Expect a longer at bat here. Slider backdoor strike. Gooden taking all the way. That wide open stance, the 0-1. Outside, dropped by Beadle, the catcher. Now 1 ball, 1 strike. Gooden in these playoffs, 6 for 10. His lone RBI is the biggest one of any of these 3 games that the Unicorns have played. It was the go-ahead RBI with 2 outs in the top of the 9th. And you know who he brought home? That guy standing over there at third, Patrick Baggett, the winning run in the 9th for the Unicorns on Thursday. 1-2. Popped up, foul. Will there be room for Garbasic? No, this is going back to the seats a fair amount. Stays 1-2. The Unicorns just the second 4 seed since the USPBL had 4 teams. The league opened in 2016 with 3 teams. The Mammoths were the 4th expansion team added in 2017. Since then, only one of them has made it to this championship game all the way from starting the playoffs on Thursday. 1-2 and another fight foul. That one to do it was the Mammoths back in that 2017 inaugural season for them. They were the runner-up to the Beavers. The only teams to hoist a USPBL trophy in the league's history are the Unicorns and Beavers. The 1-2 again. This one's fair this time. Liam will back up a few steps. It's a race to the bag. Gooden slides. He's safe. Baggett scores. How about the hustle from Lucas Gooden? The Unicorns are on the board first. Tough play for Liam. All his momentum was pulling him away from first base towards right field, and Nathan Witt did not get a good jump over to first base to beat Gooden to the bag. And here comes Taylor Jellikowski. He might take the ball from Nathan Witt here. An infield single for Lucas Gooden, his 7th base knock of these playoffs. And the second RBI is the opening run here in the 2023 championship. Now Garrett Martin's turn to try to salvage things early in this game. We're in the third. Unicorns on top first, 1-0 when we come back.
There are many things you can rely on in this world, like a sunny day brightening your mood, your mom baking the world's best apple pie, and never a dull moment in running your business. And when it comes to time-consuming HR tasks, you can rely on Tryon. Tryon can handle payroll and taxes, employee benefits, and more, so you can stay focused on attracting and retaining the best talent. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Welcome back to Jimmy John's Field. Garrett Martin now on the mound for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. How about Lucas Gooden and the hustle down to first base to score the first run in this game? Baggett was the first base runner after he roped a triple down the right field line. He was brought around on a ground ball to first that backed Fox Liam up. Witt wasn't going to beat Gooden to the bag, and neither was Liam, and Lucas Gooden slid in safely just in time. He gets credited with a single and an RBI. So now Garrett Martin takes over for the opener, Nathan Witt, who goes 2 2/3 innings, giving up 1 earned run. Martin, the ace this year for the Mammoths, leading them and among the best in the league with 72 complete innings. Leads the Mammoth with 68 strikeouts on the year. Opponents hitting just .218 against Martin this season. He's got a 4.25 ERA. This crowd is excited about a good game we're having so far right now. The last time Martin pitched was back on August 27th against the Hoppers. The Mammoths won that game 6-2. That was the game in which they clinched first place in the USPBL regular season standings. Nathan Witt was the opener in that one. He went 2 innings to start that game, and then Martin came in and pitched a gem of 6 1/3 scoreless innings. Walked 3 and struck out 6 against the Hoppers in that 6-2 win. Now digging in, Phil Matulia. 2 down, 1 on. It's Gooden over at first. The first pitch, slider that hung up a little bit, and Matulia was out in front. No balls and a strike. Gooden, 5 stolen bases in the regular season, 4 yesterday. He stole third twice yesterday, essentially stealing those off of pitchers. And there he goes. Beetle the throw down to second. It's high into center field. Gooden unable to get up, even with Dixon fielding it out in center field. Likely not trying to stretch that to third, but another stolen base for Lucas Gooden, his 5th in these playoffs. And now he's in scoring position with 2 down. Pitch was outside to Matulia. That makes it 1-1. lifts and delivers. Inside, it gets away from Beadle. Gooden down to third. Beadle chucks it that way, not in time. Gooden safe, standing up. A wild pitch gives Lucas Gooden an extra base, and now he's that much closer to home. This whole at bat changes for Matulia now, with Gooden 90 feet closer. Martin comes set on the 2-1. Back up the middle, it's through. Philip Matulia. An RBI single, the base running pays off for Lucas Gooden, and the Unicorns extend their early lead, make it 2-0. Lucas Gooden single-handedly manufactured one of his own runs last night. It was the 7th and final run for the Unicorns in the 7-2 win by stealing second and third, and then coming home on a wild pitch a couple pitches later. Here he steals second, goes to third on a wild pitch, and scores on the RBI single from Matulia. Felix Aberret takes a ball outside, 1-0. And Matulia going on the pitch. Aberret checks swing. Beadle throw down, not in time. Matulia safe. A Unicorns team that didn't run much in the regular season. Pat Adams, the assistant manager, got here later in the year, joined this team and said, hey, we're on a 7 or 8 game losing streak. Something has to change. Let's just run like crazy. And ever since then, that's all they've done, is run like crazy, especially in these playoffs. Good hitters count for Aberret. Swings and misses at an off speed. Martin, it's 4 pitches, 4-seam fastball, changeup, curveball, forkball. The 2-1. Outside edge, clips the zone. Aberret doesn't like the call. It's 2-2. Matulia off a second. Williams Nelson holding him on. Dancing around. Martin delivers. Hard on the ground, foul, just curling behind the third base bag. Martin has not had a lot of success this season against these Unicorns. In 7 outings, totaling 12 2/3 innings. Excuse me, totaling 21 2/3 innings. He's got a 6.65 ERA. The 2-2, lifted foul. In those 21 2/3 innings, Martin has also been hit 27 times by these Unicorns. Gets away from Beadle again. Matulia down to third on another wild pitch. Rounds the bag and will retreat as Beadle picks it up. And the possible third run this inning is over at third base. Surely the championship jitters getting to some of these players. That's what Lucas Gooden and Nick Pastor talked about in the pregame interviews as an advantage for them. 3-2, this is to left, it's through. Aberret continues to come up big in the playoffs. A 2-out rally for the Unicorns makes it 3-0. Pastor and Gooden talked about the advantage of playing with nothing to lose, and that's what they're playing like today. Enriquez grounded out to start this inning, then Baggett had the triple. Slider to Baker is outside for a ball. Then Curiel grounded out after Baggett's triple, and it looked like it might not do any damage, and he might get stranded over there. Since then, it's been single, 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 all for RBIs. 1-1 to Baker. He flips that one foul. Josh Baker, decent numbers in the playoffs so far, 2 for 9, but it feels like this is a sleeping giant, and the Unicorns are just waiting for him to wake up. He's been their most consistent bat this season. He's been here the entire year. And the 1-2 curveball outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Aberrett, very short lead off of first, the 2-2. Takes high. Full count. Aberrett goes, and it's lifted foul by Baker again. Try the payoff pitch one more time. On the ground to first. Liam scoops it up, stumbles for a second. He'll wave off Garrett Martin and step on the bag. The Unicorns, with 2 outs, get 3 straight singles to score 3 straight runs, and they lead it 3-0. That ground out from Baker, the 5th third out of the game, brought to you by Fifth Third Bank. Before we head to the bottom of the third, we have to visit shallow right field and see JJ the Water Boy make his delivery to our outfield umpire over there. Brought to you by Michigan First Credit Union. Unicorns 3, Mammoths 0. We'll be back after this on the USPBL Network.
There are things you can rely on in this world, like your dog being happy to see you, coffee getting you through the day, and the government changing business regulations. And when it comes to navigating those regulations, you can rely on Tryon and its team of attorneys. Tryon can also tackle time-consuming HR tasks like payroll and employee benefits, so you can stay focused on growing your business. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Well, Andrew Huffman did his job. 6 perfect outs through the first 2 innings on 25 pitches. His offense did their job. They get 3 runs in the top of the third. That's where the lead sits right now, 3-0 in favor of the Unicorns. And Huffman gets a well-deserved rest as Connor Tomasic makes his way out of the bullpen and onto the mound for the Unicorns. Many thought Tomasic might be the starter today, as he and Garrett Bonnet are the only 2 arms who have yet to throw for the Unicorns in these playoffs. And there was a bit of shock when everyone saw Andrew Huffman's name on the lineup card. But Huffman did exactly what he needed to, getting through the first 2 innings, and now Tomasic gets a clean third to start. First pitch to Alex Garbasic is outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Tomasic, the 24-year-old native of Cherville, Indiana. He spent a significant amount of time on the injured list as well this season.
Yeah, I'm not watching the review at all, am I?
Came back late in the year at the end of August into September, got a couple outings. Hard hit, Garbasic into the gap and left. Mammoths will start this inning with extra bases. Garbasic quickly around first. He'll coast into second as it's picked up and chucked in by Nick Pastor. Alex Garbasic, a leadoff double in the third. Tomasic against the Mammoths this year, an ERA just above 4. It's actually below his season ERA of 4.57. He's pitched a total of 11 innings against these Mammoths. First pitch to Beadle, outside edge for a strike. He's made 3 starts against them. The other 2 outings that he had were in relief. Those were the ones fresh off of the injury in mid-August. The 0-1 to Beadle is up and in with the fastball. It's 3 pitches, fastball, slider, changeup for Connor. Comes set on the 1-1, first base side of the rubber. Hard foul from Beadle over to the right side and out of play. It was big for Huffman to get through those 2 innings, and it was also important to Jim Essien that his pitcher, whoever it be after Huffman, come in with a clean inning. That's no longer the case after the leadoff double. The 1-2, another foul out of play. But nonetheless, Tomasic was able to start this 3rd inning worry-free of base runners. One, 2 again. Swing and a miss. Got him with the high cheese. Fastball turns Beadle back to the dugout. First strikeout for Tomasic, the 5th Mammoth to go down on K's. Now 1 on and 1 out for the 9-hole hitter, the shortstop Trevor Austin. One missing up with the slider, 1 ball, no strikes. Austin out of Georgia. Only 14 games in the league this year. Joined very late. Middle to early August, kind of. Soon as Taylor Jellikowski saw him out of Mercer, where he was there for 5 seasons, he knew he had a good defender and a decent bat. He'd be able to provide a solid spot in the lineup and just a wall of Velcro defensively at short. Foul tip makes it 1-2. Austin, a .256 average in his 14 games with the Mammoths this year. Take strike 3. Fastball spotted low and away. Connor Tomasic with 2 big Ks after the leadoff double, and he's 1 out away from getting out of this jam. Won't be easy against this guy, though. Burl Dixon had a long 7-pitch at bat the first time up. Did strike out against Huffman, went down looking on a close pitch on the outside edge. Now he digs in for the 2nd time, his first time facing Tomasic tonight. Swings and misses at the first pitch out in front of the fastball, was geared up for it. Inside, it skips away from Enriquez, and over to third is Garbasic. He'll round the bag wide and slowly walk back. Another wild pitch, advances another runner. Changes the at-bat a lot for Burl. It's 1-1. That was a spiked slider. Two down, Mammoths looking to get on the scoreboard. Trying to respond after 3 runs in the top half of the inning. Up and away, 2-1 to Dixon. They get 3 balls and a strike. It's been a summer of self-improvement for Burl Dixon. Saw him reading in between during a rain delay one time, sitting there reading a book while all of his other teammates were mingling around, wondering when the rain would go away. As he takes ball 4 high and keeps the inning alive. Runners on the corners now. But I asked him what he was reading, what he's been reading this summer. Spent a lot of time reading some meditation books, some self-help books, just to become an all-around better human being and feel better about himself. And that's translated to one of the best summers he's ever had on the baseball diamond. A .303 average. Really struggled at the minor league level with walks and strikeouts. First pitch swinging is Lucky, popped it up left side, and the Mammoths are going to leave 2 runners stranded. Into the glove of Jared Weber, and the Unicorns get through the third safely. Connor Tomasic gets a first good inning, and it's 3-0 Unicorns as we head to the 4th.
Why are all these business owners smiling? Because they rely on Tryon to handle difficult and time-consuming HR tasks like payroll, benefits administration, and more. Working with one of the nation's top professional employer organizations provides access to top-tier healthcare and employee benefit plans and Tryon's team of attorneys and HR experts. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Jimmy John's Field is the perfect venue for birthday parties, summer picnics, company outings, and provides the best entertainment in Metro Detroit with great baseball all summer long. Spend your summer nights under the lights at Jimmy John's Field in historic downtown Utica.
And welcome back to the USPBL Network. We've got a lively crowd here tonight at Jimmy John's Field. Sold out crowd, actually. If you listened earlier on in our pregame, we talked to our CEO and commissioner of Jimmy John's Field and United Shore Professional Baseball League. And Andy talked a lot about how it's a sold out crowd tonight. We've had some record-breaking numbers this year here with our crowds at USPBL, so it's been quite a great year here so far. Now we've got Brendan Shabath back in the booth, ready to start the top of the 4th with Jared Weber.
Thank you, Kara. It will be Weber, followed by Pastor and Ramon Enriquez. And an interesting change for the Mammoths on the mound is now Tyler Richley in relief of Garrett Martin. Martin came on last inning after the triple and single from Baggett and Gooden. Opener Nathan Witt. First pitch to Weber is high for a ball. When Martin came on, it went single, single, and a ground out. And this is just absolutely not what we expected. Can't help but wonder if Martin just wasn't feeling it today. 2-0. Outside, Richley struggling to find the zone in his first at-bat. Swing and a miss. Down to a knee goes Jared Weber and who's from the crowd. Richley, the 23-year-old native of Durango, Colorado, and ball 4 to Jared Weber. First walk for any Mammoths pitcher, first walk for the Unicorns as well today. Leadoff man on for Nick Pastor. Richley, a 3.81 ERA this year in 28+ innings. A ton of strikeouts for Richley this season. Pastor shows bunt on the third base line. That stays fair. Garbasic, bare hand throw to first. Alex Garbasic, Webb gem play. Pastor saw Garbasic back, thought he might have caught the defense off guard. He's got plenty of speed to get down to first. He does do his job advancing the runner, but I think he was bunting for a single there, and it doesn't work out as Garbasic shines on the 5-3 ground out. Now the first pitch to Ramon Enriquez inside with the slider. Richley, 5 pitches, a 4-seam fastball, cutter, curveball, sweeper, and a changeup. Weber off a second. And there's a curveball in for a strike. Richley, 43 total strikeouts in his 28 1/3 innings. That's good for 14 strikeouts per 9 innings this year. The 1-1 is outside. Richley's one of the few pitchers in the league who doesn't rely on the fastball all that often. He will frequently go with the off speed. He's very comfortable throwing the spinners. 2-1 goes to the fastball, and Enriquez was swinging for the fences. 2-2 now. Richley very scientific and clinical with the way he pitches, understands the physics of the baseball and how it moves much better than many other pitchers. He's a big fan of all the TrackMan data and numbers, the StatCast era, if you will, in baseball. 2-2, just barely fought off foul. Enriquez just stuck the hands out and caught a piece of it. Two again. Check swing. Did he go the appeal? He did not. This will be another full count. Payoff pitch. Outside, another walk. Two on and 1 out now for Patrick Baggett. Tripled his first time up. Richley 2 walks in his first 3 batters. The walk rate is a little bit above where you would like it for a reliever who throws as many strikes as he does. That tends to be the pattern, though, at all levels of baseball. A lot of the guys who get a lot of strikeouts can get a little wild with the command. Usually has to do with the stuff they have. The nasty stuff can induce swing and miss, but also can be tough to spot. And that's kind of the battle that Richley's had this year. He's got better splits than most guys that are of similar build statistically as he is. And by that I mean high walks and high strikeouts. The 14 strikeouts per 9 are followed with 7 walks per 9. So doing the math, for every 2 strikeouts, there's a walk. Nice catch by that fan on the foul ball over there. 1-2 on Baggett. No stranger to fighting back in 2 strike counts. Here it is. And outside, he gets back even. Two and 2. In the air, left side, racing over is Webb, and Garbasic going back. Webb will make the sliding catch in foul ground. Nick Webb, a nice play. The runners hold where they are. 2 on and 2 out for Donovan Curiel. Curiel grounded out his first time to the shortstop, Garbasic. Here in the top of the fourth, the Unicorns lead it 3-0. Those 3 runs coming on 4 hits, no errors so far. The Mammoths just 1 hit to speak of. That belongs to Alex Garbasic, his double to lead things off in the third. He was stranded over at third base to end last inning. The 1-0 to Curiel. Swing and a miss right through a fastball. Middle, and he couldn't catch up to it at 90. One. Fastball heater in the middle of the zone. Then he goes to the sweeper, the off-speed bender, and Curiel was fooled way out in front. Richley could use a big strikeout here. Keep this game close. Curiel will take his timeout as he always does with 2 strikes. Almost any guy that uses their timeouts regularly does so once they get into a 2-strike count. That's how it's been at every league of baseball that uses a pitch clock pretty much. And just flipping it foul to the right side. Richley, his second playoffs in the USPBL, was here last year with the Mammoths. Pitched in their second game as they were the 4 seed and beat the Hoppers in game 1. 1-2 out to right field. Served that way. Racing in is Lucky. Slides. He makes the catch. Nick Lucky saving some runs on the board. Keeps this game at 3-0. The Unicorns in front on top of the Mammoths. It'll be the home half of the fourth. On your home for USPBL Baseball Championship Saturday, Unicorns lead the Mammoths 3-0.
Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great time at Jimmy John's Field experiencing another exciting baseball game. This ballpark is one of many quality of life recreational assets Macomb County has to offer. And as you leave here today, let me invite you to explore Macomb County's diverse range of outdoor assets by visiting MakeMacombYourHome.com. You'll find the Macomb County's trails are open year-long and available for walking, running, biking, as well as paddling along with Clinton River. In Macomb County, there is something for everyone. Find out more about Macomb County's 4 seasons of fun by visiting MakeMacombYourHome.com. Now let's play ball.
You hear about the promo that Jimmy's John's got going on? 5 off 20? How they pulling it off? Magic? You got David's Copperfields in there? Show yourself, Copperfields!
Jimmy John's. $5 off orders of 20 or more.
First State Bank is a locally...
There's our lovely control room that's pressing all the buttons to make this wonderful broadcast happen. Kara Wolfbauer, Enver's back there on the camera, Gibby, our director, making it look so pretty on this broadcast all season long and for one final night on Championship Saturday here in the USPBL Network. And this is me in the other booth just next door, Brennan Shabath. So glad you could be here. Whether you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, My Michigan TV, we appreciate you all season long. Fox Liam, big swing and a miss at a fastball on the first pitch in the bottom of the fourth. Connor Tomasic still out there. Came on and started the third, gave up a leadoff double to Garbasic. It went ground out, walk, pop out to get out of the inning unscathed. Liam waits on the 1-1. Hard hit to the right field line. That's down, a fair ball. Fox Liam rumbling around first. He'll head to second. Picking it up in the corner is Matulia. And Fox Liam, for the second inning in a row, gives the Mammoths a leadoff double. Extra bases again for Liam, something he's done so many times this year. And now, can the Mammoths bring him home and get the goose egg on the scoreboard to change to a 1? With the way Livingston Morris swings, it could be a 2. First pitch, back up the middle, bouncer to Curiel. He fields, looks to third, doesn't go that way. He'll throw to first. A smart play by Curiel. Jared Weber did a nice job at third covering the bag, but they don't get the leadoff runner. The first out is Morris on the 4-3 bounce out. Trey Williams Nelson will step up. He grounded out to Curiel, the second baseman. The last time that was in the second inning. Now looking to break open this tie. First pitch swinging. And a breaking ball that dips right under the barrel. One and one. The Mammoths, with runners in scoring position this season, a league best .261 batting average. Foul tipped back, 1-2. A runner on third and less than 2 outs is an entirely different scenario than just runners in scoring position, though. It's a stat that a lot of baseball heads will keep track of. The best teams that work team at bats, that are not selfish, will be good in a situation like this. Williams Nelson up the middle, bag it, diving stop, pop up, throw to first. Did not get him. It gets away. Williams Nelson has speed. He'll go to second. Liam has already scored. He rounds the bag and looks back and will stop there. A throwing error from Patrick Baggett. It's a tough play anyways. Williams Nelson, plenty of speed. Liam scores, and the Mammoths are on the board. It's 3-1. We'll see if they actually give Baggett an error on that up the middle. That's a tough play. It goes in as a hit, so an infield single and an RBI credited to Dre Williams Nelson. Now Nick Webb for the second time tonight. He grounded out his first time up. Swings at the first pitch, out in front, strike one. Williams Nelson plays the game with so much ferocity and emotion and energy. It's really fun to watch. A guy who probably didn't expect at age 23 that he'd be in the USPBL, was drafted out of high school at age 18, played in the Los Angeles Angels minor league organization for 3 years. As Webb takes a 1-1 fastball up and away, 2 balls and a strike. Williams Nelson got as high as high A with the Tri-City Dust Devils for the Angels. It's fun talking to him about the big names he played with and against. Played with Brandon Marsh, Joe Adele, Corey Julks, against Julio Rodriguez. Played with Shohei Ohtani on a rehab start. Two-two, swing and a miss. Strikeout for Tomasic. That's number 3, and the second out in the 4th. But you can almost feel the sense of urgency in Williams Nelson the way he plays the game, to get back to that level that he was at. Kind of suffered from the COVID downfall, kind of trickle effect, waterfall effect, if you will, that happened in Major League Baseball all the way down to the minors, down to independent ball. All the COVID cuts played a factor in his path to the USPBL. He was with the Dust Devils in 21 post-COVID. 26 games with them. Numbers just didn't support him staying there, and he finds himself in the USPBL 2 years later with a good season this year. Garbasic gets out of the way. A pitch inside, 2-1 now. Right to short. Moving to third is Williams Nelson. Baggett throws over to first. Good pick by Gooden. Garbasic thought he might have been safe. It's out number 3. The Mammoths get one back. Dre Williams Nelson with an infield single brings around Fox Liam. And there's our camera crew inside. Kara Wolfbauer, there's Gibby the director. USPBL Network 3-1. Unicorns lead the Mammoths in the championship game on the USPBL Network.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At fsbcares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. fsbcares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood, because strong neighbors mean stronger communities. Where good neighbors do great things. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and discover the funner you hidden within you. The you that doesn't think about adult things and stuff. Ashley, I don't want to hear anything about your car registration when we're at Dave & Buster's.
Okay.
The you want to be. Let the Dave & Buster's method illuminate you. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
This 2023 season is almost over, and if you want to commemorate it, you can by ordering a custom USPBL jersey. Names, numbers, and additional sizes are available from youth extra small up to men's and women's 5XL, as well as more colors than we did when we did this last spring. Purchase before September 20th, and your item can be picked up or shipped in approximately 4 weeks by the end of October. Get your jersey, your custom jersey, at uspbl.com/products/jerseys and order yours today. Here's our camera crew, Trevor and David. Blocked by Jim Essien as David waves from behind. First pitch to Lucas Gooden from Tyler Richley in relief of Garrett Martin is a strike. And we're joined up here in the booth by a former Mammoth and a former Unicorn, Nick Caruso. Thank you so much for joining us. And we say former. We haven't been able to get to this on air yet. It's been a long time coming. We say former because you're now the newest assistant coach of the Ball State Cardinals baseball program. You were down there, made the trek up this morning to get back into town. Glad to have you back up here in the booth.
Yeah, man, it's awesome being back here. I'm a little torn, playing for both. Playing for the Mammoths and coaching the Unicorns, but we scrimmaged this morning at Ball State from 8 to noon, and I made the trek back here. So I got home at 5:30, came right over to the stadium.
Quickly to the ballpark.
It's not a game I would miss,
right.
Man. This is awesome, just for me, for Jelly, for everyone that's involved, man. It's going to be a really good game.
Gooden takes his timeout, wipes his face on the 3-1. It's been a good game so far. How about Andrew Huffman?
Man.
25 pitches after throwing 70 on Thursday to help get them here. And, boy, he has set them up for success in this championship. They got a 3-1 lead.
Man, Andrew Huffman, he's been extremely impressive. He pitcher of the year, but I would have gave him, developmental player of the year, most improved, whatever you want to call it, man. The adjustments he's made coming into professional baseball from a Division III Sunny Brockport have been extremely impressive. I mean, his fastball is big league numbers. And I mean, the adjustments he's made, curveballs, his new curveball he's throwing, thanks to assistant manager Mammoths, Justin Karn, has been so good, and it's really proven. And just to be able to bounce back like that has been extremely impressive.
Another leadoff walk, the second in a row for Tyler Richley, his third walk since coming on to start the fourth. So you said that you're torn between Mammoths and Unicorns. Obviously, you kind of win either way, but I would be remiss if I didn't mention to the viewers at home who can't see, you're wearing the Unicorns garb today.
I am. This is everything I've wanted as a Mammoth player. I think Jelly is very deserving. I've become very close with him. It's awesome to see him here. I'd be very happy if he wins. But I owe this to my players on the Unicorns. Just kind of, I was here for 2.5 months with them, competing every day, trying to get better. We grinding through the hard times, enjoying the good times. When I was coming home today, man, I had to be on their side. This is what we worked for all year, and I'm really happy that they put it together.
Back pick, Gooden, barely safe. Heads up throw by Beadle. Doesn't work out, though, and Gooden, who's stolen a ton of bases in these playoffs, 1 today already, 4 yesterday, will get to stay at first. The 2-0, up and away, 3 balls, no strikes. It's got to feel good for you. I mean, you did leave kind of during the bad times. This team, you left right before the end of the season. This team finished the season, the Unicorns, that is 2-15 in their last 17 games. But now on a 3-game win streak, they're here in the championship, and you've kind of seen some of the hard work that you put in. You weren't here for those 2 big wins in the playoffs, but that hard work that you put in with these guys this season has paid off.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, what they've done the past 2 games has been impressive, and it's a huge underdog story, whether you like it or not. I mean, the Unicorns haven't shown much going 2-15 in the last parts of the year. The pitching's been phenomenal all year. They fell off a little bit, but when you're putting that much stress on them as an offense, you can't really expect them to continue it for a whole season. And the fact that everything's coming together at this time, with a leader in Felix Aberret, who's coming up to the plate, who had a huge championship game last year, and all of our new guys kind of developing the way they have over the past season has been truly impressive. And no one, I mean, for me, it might be a little biased, but no one deserves it more than these guys, man. They've worked so hard.
Felix Aberret, speaking of, has killed it in the playoffs in his USPBL career. His rookie season, he was with the Hoppers. Not a good playoffs in 2021. As they went to the championship last year, he was 0 for 6 in those playoffs, a pair of walks and a pair of strikeouts as well. But last season with the Beavers, as Richley goes back to second base to just walk Gooden back, 7 for 10 with 4 home runs and 8 RBIs, and he was the championship game MVP. 3 of those home runs came in that championship game against the Unicorns. This one's on the ground to third. Garbasic on the backhand, step on the bag for 1, throw to first for 2. Alex Garbasic is playing out of his mind tonight over at third base.
What an awesome play, man. Garbasic sure-handed over there. Pushes through that one, gets a huge double play for Richley. Huge.
Uncharacteristic, unassisted 5-3 double play.
Coming out of Madonna University, we expected Garbasic to field like that 100%, but we didn't expect it as much as what they're getting at the plate. But the fact that he's put both of these together at such a high level has been a huge key to their success in their first place season.
We talked to Garbasic pregame today. Kara Wolfbauer asked him about his defense, and he said he really prides himself on that. No matter what I do at the plate, the defense is something I've always been able to bring to the ballpark every single day, and something that he's kind of, prided himself on. And we've seen that all year long. As soon as he got here, Taylor Jellikowski was like, he's going to be my best defender. He's going to play third base every day. He's going to be my best defender, and he has been.
He's been absolutely phenomenal, especially in the hot corner too, man. One of the harder positions. You don't got to move as much, but those balls are coming at you quick.
And that's what Justin Karn and Taylor Jellikowski talked about last night when they were nice enough to join me on the broadcast for the semifinal game. in constructing their roster this year, they focused on infield defense because a good infield defense is going to make plays and win you games that you shouldn't win or don't expect to win. That's a play that stands out, the one he just made. Absolutely. That double play doesn't get made by many third basemen in this league.
I mean, if they come back and win this game, that's a play you'll look at. You got first and second, nobody out, and he makes a key double play on a tough ball to push through. That is a play you will 100% look back on it if they come back and win this game.
So now it's 1 on and 2 out. Over at second is Phil Matulia at the plate. Josh Baker waits on a 2-2. Rich Lee delivers. Popped up. Shortstop going back. Austin onto the outfield grass a couple steps. He makes the catch. We're speaking with former assistant manager for the Unicorns and former catcher for the Mammoths, Nick Caruso. Torn between these two teams. His team that he managed is in front right now, 3-1. Mammoths batting when we come back.
You dreamed of starting a company, not an HR department, but your business has grown fast, and so have the complexities of payroll and taxes, benefits administration, and other HR functions. That's why your business needs a professional employer organization like Tryon Solutions. Tryon provides businesses of all sizes access to top-tier healthcare and employee benefit plans. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Fifth Third Bank. Yeah, it's a quirky name. But here's the thing. 5/3 equals 166.7%. So we put 166.7% into everything we do. Like automatically getting you your paycheck up to 2 days early. Giving you well-deserved extra time to avoid overdraft fees. And helping you borrow from your future self. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
Jimmy John's Field, the site of our 2023 championship between these Unicorns and the Mammoths. Jim Essien, a fan favorite, giving out some bubble gum over there. Had to have been fun for you, Nick, managing alongside Skip Johnson, as they call him, all year long.
Yeah, Skip's awesome, man. The knowledge and experience he brings to the table is impeccable. It's on another level. Just talking to Jelly the other day, you know, with the Unicorns being the underdog, we said Skip's out here playing chess and everybody else is playing checkers. You know,
he really is.
I'm convinced that Skip, he's won, 3 times in the USPBL tenure. I'm convinced that Skip just wanted to prove that he could win from the 4 seed.
There's something to be said about a guy like Jelly, who's a player here and now a manager and has the USPBL experience. But Jim Essien has the experience playing and managing at the highest level in the major leagues. And when you see these playoff runs and when he plays this chess game with the pitchers, and no way Andrew Huffman can go today. Well, here's 25 perfect pitches,
right.
6 perfect outs. You just know that big league experience is working for Jim Essien.
Absolutely, man. And just that was how we handled our pitchers early in the year. Everybody was throwing. He was like, every game he'd be everybody's throwing, everybody's playing, and just the time he would make those changes, the way our pitchers performed, and just everything being put together is exactly what you're seeing here in the playoffs, and it's working out so far.
I'd wager to say, we don't have these numbers, but I'd wager to say that the Unicorns probably threw the most pitchers per game than any team in this league.
Oh, without a doubt.
Garrett Bonnet is the 3rd pitcher of the game, and on the first pitch for him to Zach Beadle, it's a line out to the 3rd baseman, Jared Weber. Bonnet, the only other arm that the Unicorns had not thrown this weekend in the playoffs. A 3.38 ERA for the Rockport, West Virginia native this season. Over 18 innings. First pitch to Trevor Austin, fastball in. Fastball slider splitter is the mix. 0-1 on Austin. What's the scouting report on Bonnet?
Hard thrower, man. He's just a competitor. He was a tryout guy. Just came in and just had to prove himself, and he did. And he pitched pretty well. Kind of found himself a little bit around the zone, dialed it in. Went through a little bit of a shoulder injury and came back later in the year, and he's right back to where he was. You know, he's gonna spin that ball really well and get up on you quick. He'll be primarily a fastball slider. That splitter will be a third pitch that he'll use, and he'll come at you. He's not afraid to throw any pitch in any count. And he's, you know, just the fact that they have not thrown him in the first 2 games and could save him healthy, ready to go for this Sunday game is huge for them and huge for him.
You and I were texting about it last night, and both of us, just going back to the Jim Essien conversation, marveled at the fact that he got through last night's game without using Tomasic or Bonnet. I went into it seeing Tristan Harvin, who had pitched the day before, start that game thinking, all right, well, then there's 3 other arms he hasn't used. Surely he's going to get to them. As Austin is punched out looking, the first strikeout for Bonnet. There's no way Jim Essien gets through this game without using those 3 arms, and he only used one of them in Jacob Harson.
Right, and it's just been, you know, I watched, just being in Muncie, I've watched every game on YouTube where Unicorns are down 7-1 early, and I'm watching the Lions, you know. And us Detroit fans, you know, that's a very, very important
that was
thing to
a
watch.
holiday for us.
Yeah, that was unbelievable. So I had my phone on just watching the game, and just I was dialed in on that, and then I saw 7-1, and it's not that I ruled them out, but at that point I'm watching a really good Thursday night football game,
yeah.
right? And just watching them chip back, and then Harvin throws, and then he starts Saturday. I fully thought
Dixon smoked it foul.
I fully thought Harson was going to be the starter on Friday, and the fact that Harvin could open up with 3 good innings, right? There was 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 good innings. Then you go to Harson, who's been so good for us. Walk numbers go up, but the fact that he has the experience, it can limit the damage. And then you save Tomasic, who struggled with injury this year, comebacks and fills up the zone, gets you some good innings tonight. Now you got Bonnet. I know Colucci's well rested, you know, and Jace Bauman's ready to come back at any moment. You got the pitching you need. You just got to put up a few more runs and be ready to go here.
Dixon, another slice foul. Harson, he got it to the 8th. 4 walks, as you mentioned, a little bit higher, but 7 strikeouts.
I mean, he's got unbelievable sink on his ball, and what they look for is your pitches to move opposite way. You know, we could dial into analytics and see the vertical break and how you want everything to move, but he's got a sinker and a slider to build off of. And the way he works that, you know, kind of upper 80s, low 90s, in on the hands to a righties to a sweeping slider away. If he locates his pitches like he wants to, he's gonna rack up those 7 Ks like he did. But those times when he's off, that's where you'll get the 4 walks. So the fact that he could minimize his struggles last night and kind of get them 4 scoreless was impressive, and he really gave them a key to. I mean, Hoppers have a really good offense, so the fact that he could limit them to get them a good win last night was huge.
Dixon staying alive, might not live to see one more pitch. Playable for Weber in foul territory, and he makes the catch. You got another half inning or more in
I'll give you one more half.
All right, we appreciate it. Nick Caruso here. Unicorns leading the Mammoths 3-1 as we head to the 6th.
We're for people, the pioneers, the underdogs, the players, and the slow and steadies. We're for people, for who they are and who they could become. Yes, we're a bank, and some say our business is all about money, but that's an old idea. Because look past the money, and you'll see real human lives. We see it, because we're for people. Huntington, welcome.
They call me Prospects. Since the day I was born as a diver's watch, the challengers of the world have taught me many things. Life is not a numbers game. It's about challenging ourselves. No matter what happens, just follow your heart. These pioneers drive our generation forward. Not by setting records, but by never giving up. Keep going forward. Prospects.
Available at Lucido Fine Jewelry.
Those fans on the hill in right field waiting for a home run ball. We've only had 2 home runs in these playoffs, and only 1 still in this game. It came from Felix Abaret on the Thursday matchup. Yet to have one in the championship, as we've got 4 total runs. 3 belong to the Unicorns, 1 to the Mammoths. We're here in the top of the 6th. Due up for the Unicorns, Jared Weber, Nick Pastor, and Ramon Enriquez, and former assistant manager for the Unicorns, Nick Caruso, is up here with us as well. So glad of him to join us in the booth. Got a lot of people to say hi to. A lot of people glad to see you come back for the championship, and we're glad to have you.
Yeah, man, this place holds a special place in my heart. You know, it was nice to be back home and playing and then coaching in this league, and just wasn't fully expected of the Ball State opportunity to come up. And when it did, man, my last game here really hit home emotionally. Yep. So just to be able to be back here with all these people, man, such a great crowd, such a great atmosphere, and with a game like this has been awesome. It's something I really can't put into words other than that.
New pitcher on the mound for the Mammoths, Jonathan Hab, taking over for Tyler Richley. First pitch out into center. Second pitch, actually, Dixon races over to the gap, and anything placed squarely in the gap is not safe from Burl Dixon.
It's just so smooth.
Yeah, he didn't even try for that.
It's just so, I mean, wasn't the greatest hit ball, but that was pure right center, and it was
straight. Yeah.
I don't even think he got to 50% jog. Just glided over there. I mean, plus defender. One of the best center fielders I've ever watched with my own eyes.
Had a SportsCenter top 10 play earlier in the year, very early in the year. I believe it was the first week or first weekend. Made a fully horizontal diving catch out in center. Pastor fouls it back. He's quickly behind 0-2. So this, our 7th pitcher already in this game, kind of what we expected. 3 so far for the Unicorns, 4 for the Mammoths. What we didn't expect is this is off the foot. Thought it was going to stay fair, but just caught a piece of Pastor's foot, so still 0-2. What we didn't expect was Garrett Martin to only go 2/3 of an inning, or 1/3 actually, because there were 2 outs when he came on. He faced 3 batters and got 1 out, and did not come out for the 4th. That's when Tyler Richley came on, and we expected Martin to go deep into this game.
That was a little concerning, just kind of knowing the Mammoths plan going into it. They wanted to run him like a typical start. They've been running Witt for 2 innings. They pushed Witt a little bit more, and then they went and go Martin, and their plan was to go Martin for 4 to 5 innings, get him late into the game. So I don't know if it's an injury or they just didn't like what they see.
Right.
You know, they have a pretty good bullpen with Richley and Hobb coming out, and then you got Cal coming in later in the game.
Strike 3 call. Jonathan Hab gets his first strikeout. Nick Pastor goes down looking. And yeah, we're not going to play doctor. We're not going to speculate. But all we can tell is that this is not what the Mammoths planned.
Correct.
And now they're flying by the seat of their pants. And sometimes that's good for a guy like Taylor Jellikowski. He can excel in a situation like that. But you've got to eat innings somewhere. We're still here in the 6th and on pitcher number 4.
Yeah, this is exactly where you find out how a manager is. You know, and I personally have a lot of faith in Jelly, and I expect him to do the right thing, just based off what happened with Martin. But this is where you'll see newer managers, you know, struggle. Just kind of what do you do, and it's, do I put this guy in? There's just a lot of what ifs, and you know, you got to go into it with a boat of confidence in every single one of your relief pitchers, and hopefully they go out there and do their job for you.
Very good crowd on hand for this championship Saturday. Enriquez ahead 2-0, make it 3. Hab, the 23-year-old native, 24 now, turned 24 back on August 31st, of Norcross, Georgia. Another Georgia Gwinnett guy. 4 pitches and a walk to Ramon Enriquez to keep this inning alive with 2 outs, the first for Hab. Hab very good this year. 5.40 ERA. That's a little inflated. His walks are relatively low. His strikeouts are way up, nearing 14 per 9, and opponents just hitting 198 against him this year. The big advantage, he's actually been better against right-handed hitters than lefties, which is what you would expect from a righty, but that's not always the case here in the USPBL. There's a lot of reverse splits in this league, and part of it is just because there's so few lefties both on the mound and at the plate.
You're not getting a fair amount of numbers for each.
Right.
For some reason, we don't have a lot of lefties in this league, and you're not getting those consistent matchups. So to really judge the numbers by what they are is kind of tough.
Right.
But it always is. I mean, just typical baseball, when you got a righty throwing a pitch that's breaking into a lefty, it's a lot easier to see and a lot easier to put a barrel on.
That's the situation here as Baggett, the switch hitter, bats left, back pick again. Enriquez safe somehow. Whoa. You could see the reaction by Dre Williams-Nelson. I think everybody in the ballpark thought Enriquez was out. He was caught leaning. That's the second back pick for Beetle that almost worked for an out.
Beetle, I mean, a plus defensive catcher. That's his second or third back pick that's been really close. He's got a heck of an arm, and that was a real close play. You know, we can't make the call, but that was really close.
We can't make the call, but that was very close.
That was very, very close.
Baggett 1 for 2 today. The opening run in this game after his triple in the third. Deuces wild. Up the middle, ranging over is Austin. He'll easily scoop it up, throw to first. A little stretch for Fox Liam. Nick Caruso, we appreciate you being here. Either way, you're going to win with Mammoths or Unicorns, but pulling for the Unicorns, they're ahead right now as we go to the bottom of the 6th. USPBL Network, stick around. We'll be back after this.
How do these business owners find the time for peace of mind? Because they rely on Tryon to handle difficult and time-consuming HR tasks like payroll, benefits administration, and more. Working with Tryon, one of the nation's top professional employer organizations, provides access to top-tier healthcare and employee benefit plans and its team of attorneys and HR experts. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
A scoreless top of the 6th for the Unicorns mean the Mammoths have another chance to cut into this deficit. It's a 2-run deficit right now, 3-1 in the bottom of the 6th. Due up for the Mammoths, 2, 3, and 4. Nick Lucky, Fox Liam, and Livingston Morris. Plenty fans dancing to the Taylor Swift Shake It Off, a staple tradition here at the USPBL as we get to the 6th inning. New pitcher on the mound for the Unicorns, it's Matt Colucci. Colucci threw in the game on Thursday, so he had 1 day's rest yesterday. Threw a scoreless inning. That was the 7th inning before Ben Kreisen came on to get them out in the 8th and the 9th. Struck out 1 batter in that scoreless 7th. First pitch is a strike to Nick Lucky. Colucci, 4 pitches, 2-seam fastball, cutter, curveball, changeup mix. The 8th pitcher we've seen in this game, 4 for each side. Quick foul ball from Lucky and quickly behind 0-2. Nick Caruso, former catcher for the Mammoths and assistant manager for the Unicorns, was just up here, and he just talked about it. Jim Essien, in every game, says every player is going to play, every player is going to pitch. You're all available, you're all ready, you all better be ready. And he is living that philosophy tonight. I was thinking about it coming into the ballpark today as Lucky swings and misses. First strikeout for Colucci, first out in the bottom of the 6th. Thinking about who might be actually legitimately 100% down for the Unicorns, meaning this guy's not pitching today. Is it Tristan Harvin after pitching 2 days in a row? Probably. Is it Jacob Arseny after going 4 innings last night? Probably. But with Jim Essien, never say no, because you just cannot be sure. No one expected Tristan Harvin to start the game yesterday. No one expected Andrew Huffman to start the game today, and both decisions for Jim Essien have worked out thus far. Outside to Fox Liam, 1-1. Mammoths desperately needing some offense. They haven't strung back-to-back hits together yet in this game. They've only got 3 hits total. 2 of them came in the 4th, but they were split up by a ground out. Liam fights 1 foul. This Unicorns pitching staff has been good. They've been really good all year long, but they haven't been standout best in the league. And for them to do what they're doing in these playoffs is immaculately impressive. Colucci the 1-2, and a little nub foul. They have been the best pitching staff in the league at not allowing base runners to steal on them, which is something the Mammoths like to do. They don't walk. The lowest walk rate of any staff as a team this year. High fastball misses. But conversely, to go with the low walk rate, as there's Pat Adams and Jim Essien talking it over, what the rest of this game might hold. But to go with the low walk rate, most extra base hits allowed, highest opponent batting average, and highest opponent slugging percentage this year for Unicorns pitchers. They've given up the 2nd most home runs of any pitching staff. So sure, low walks, but all that other stuff, all the power and base hits does not usually lend itself to success. And over the course of a full season, it hasn't. Back-to-back strikeouts for Colucci. Fox Liam swinging for the fences on the 87-mile-an-hour fastball. 2 up and 2 down. And over the course of the season, it hasn't led to success for the Unicorns. 17-26 in the regular season. Even when you add in the 2 wins in the playoffs, they're still 7 games below 500. But in single elimination, a good pitching staff that doesn't give up free bases via walks can find a path to success, and they have. Only 2 runs allowed last night, 7 runs the night before, but they got 8 from the offense that has sputtered its way to the playoffs all year long and turned it around in these 3 games. Colucci set behind in the count, 2-0. Strike called. Morris 0 for 2 with a strikeout tonight. That came back in the 2nd in his first at-bat. Swing and a miss. Lights on at Jimmy John's Field. Clouds breaking up a little bit. The sun is setting just about now at 7:51. And Livingston Morris caught way off guard by that spinning slider from Colucci. Half swing late, and he walks off with a smile as he strikes out the side in the 6th. Unbelievable from Colucci. We'll head to the 7th, USPBL Network. the Sweets perched high above Jimmy John's Field with a great view of this championship game. That's their view down to the field as Jonathan Habb takes a deep breath and gets ready for his second inning of work. Came on in relief of Tyler Richley to start the 6th. Faced 4 batters, struck out 1, walked 1, got the other 2 out in the field, and he's on in the 7th. Facing 9-1-2, Curiel, Gooden, Matulia. He throws a first pitch ball outside to Curiel. The 1-0. Softly to left. No man's land. Going back. Austin on the run. Nice play from Trevor Austin. That's a tough ball to get to turn and go back on as an infielder. Usually you're waiting and expecting your left fielder to call you off there, but Austin goes until he hears the call. Never heard it. Makes the catch. Nice job. Lineup turns over to Lucas Gooden, his 4th plate appearance tonight. 1 for 2 with a walk. Singled and scored in the 3rd. He had the first RBI in this game, bringing home Patrick Baggett after his triple. So many good at-bats for Gooden in these playoffs. 6 for 10 coming into tonight in the postseason. Some "Let's Go Unicorns" chants ringing through the ballpark. Gooden ahead 2-0, trying to give these fans something to cheer about. Swings and misses. Might have just tipped it. Those were the young fans starting that chant. Good for them. 2-1. Back up the middle, off a Habb, off his backside, unplayable for Williams Nelson. Habb appears to be fine. It took a bounce before it hit Jonathan Habb, and Lucas Gooden finding ways on base any way he can. He'll be credited again with an infield single. That's his 3rd infield single in the last 2 days. Now Phil Matulia looking to do some damage with 1 on and 1 out. He's 1 for 2 with a walk. Also singled and scored in the 3rd. And it plunked him. Boos ring out as Phil Matulia takes one off the backside just as Habb did and trots down to first. First hit batter for either side in this game. A lot of baseball left. I mean a lot. But it's just been all momentum in the Unicorns' favor in this game. It was similar last night against the Hoppers. In the dirt, first pitch to Aberrett, 1-0. But the Hoppers jumped out to an early 1-0 lead thanks to Anthony Flores, who hit a home run. And the Unicorns put up 5 in the next half inning to go in front 5-1. And what did they do in the next 6 innings? They held the Hoppers to 2 for 11 with runners in scoring position. Only one of those came around to score, and it was Taj Porter late in the game when it had pretty much already been decided. Aberrett in a good count here. Dangerous hitter. He's been so good in the playoffs in his career, but also this season in particular. Already a home run. He's 3 for 8 with 4 RBIs. In a 3-0 count, looking to extend the lead in the 7th. Swings and it's it hard on the ground. Garbasic and ate him up. Into left it goes. Gooden gets the stop sign late from Pat Adams, and a good decision over there at third base. This will load the bases. Felix Aberrett strikes again. Hard single on the ground. Station to station go the Unicorns. Double play on. Josh Baker up. Unicorns ground into more double plays this year than any team. Justin Karn comes out. Often when it's Karn, it doesn't mean he's taking the baseball. It's a conversation between the entire infield and the pitcher. And that's what it looks like this is here. There is someone warming up in the bullpen for the Mammoths. I believe it's Cal Coughlin getting ready.
Damn straight. And it was not a fantastic voyage.
First pitch to Baker with the bases loaded is outside. Baker 0 for 3 tonight. We mentioned him being a sleeping giant, 2 for 9 coming into this game. And this would be a giant spot for him to wake up. The thing with the Mammoths tonight, their pitchers, those that have had really good command all year long, have not had it tonight. Nathan Witt did fine, didn't walk any batters, and struck out 2 in his 2 2/3 innings. But Garrett Martin struggled to find the zone. So did Tyler Richley. He walked 4 batters, struck out none. That's unusual. And Jonathan Habb, a premium strike thrower, averaging 14 Ks per 9, has been behind in every count he's been in. Swing and a miss. He gets even here. 2 straight strikes to Baker. That curveball got him out in front. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Jonathan Habb. Had Baker in swing mode in a big spot. He could see those runners eyeing home plate. And now Taylor Jellikowski is going to come out. He wanted Habb to face the lefty Baker. Now it'll be Cal Coughlin against Jared Weber with 2 outs and the bases loaded. Habb does his job getting Baker out. Leaves the game with the bases loaded. See if Coughlin can get them out of this jam here. Mammoths need to hold the Unicorns. Trailing by 2 runs. Pitching change on the USPBL network. When we come back, 3-1 Unicorns lead it.
Jimmy John's Field is the perfect venue for birthday parties, summer picnics, company outings, and provides the best entertainment in Metro Detroit with great baseball all summer long. Spend your summer nights under the lights at Jimmy John's Field in historic downtown Utica.
Make your move with a quick and easy mortgage from Genesis Credit Union. We have mortgages to fit your life. Genesis Credit Union. Visit us today.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At fsbcares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. fsbcares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood, because strong neighbors mean stronger communities. Where good neighbors do great things. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
New pitcher for the Mammoths. It's their 5th one tonight. Cal Coughlin out of the bullpen, the 25-year-old native of Evanston, Illinois, looking to get the last out with the bases loaded here in the top of the 7th, trailing by 2 runs. Coughlin, since he got to the USPBL later in the season, only has 17+ innings this year. But since he's been here, has been the best strike thrower of any Mammoth, averaging just 2 walks per 9 innings and almost 15 strikeouts conversely. And the reason Taylor Jellikowski waited 1 more out to bring Coughlin in is because he struggled against lefties. and he's been almost unhittable against righties. He faces the righty Jared Weber here. First pitch from that sidearm slot is a slider for strike one. Sinker, slider, changeup, then a four-seam and a splitter for Coughlin. A nasty mix, nasty stuff that has fooled hitters all year long. The 0-1 on the ground foul. How about Jared Weber tonight? He's had to face 3 brand new pitchers as their first hitter of the 5 that the Mammoths have thrown tonight. When Tyler Richley came on for Garrett Martin, it was the first time for Weber. And then when Richley came out and Hab came on. This one's back to the plate, or it's back to the pitcher's mound, and an easy flip for Cal Coughlin. Unicorns leave him stranded. Mammoths get out of it, looking for some offense in the bottom of the 7th. It's 7th inning stretch time here on the US PBL Network, brought to you always by Genesis Credit Union. 3-1, Unicorns lead it as we come back on the US PBL Network.
Check your checking. If your account doesn't get you pumped, amped, or geeked, make the switch to Genius Checking from Genesis Credit Union. It's just genius.
Those are the championship pennants out in left field. There's one for each team, but only 2 teams have a championship next to their name. That's these Unicorns and the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers. The Woolly Mammoths trying to get their first title in franchise history. Still a very good crowd that has enjoyed this game. It's been a good one so far, 3-1. Not a ton of offense. It was a burst in the 3rd inning. 3 runs on 4 hits, including a triple from the Unicorns. Mammoths got one back in the 4th after Fox Liam led things off with a double. He was brought around by this man, Trey Williams-Nelson, the only RBI for the Mammoths tonight. Still Matt Colucci as he struck out the side in the 6th. He throws a first pitch ball up and away to Williams-Nelson. On the ground to second. A couple hops for Curiel. He'll field it on a short hop and easily throw it over to first. If Matt Colucci can get through this 7th inning, that would be big for the Unicorns pitching staff to be relieved heading into the 8th and 9th. Nick Webb is 0 for 2 tonight. First pitch swinging. He kind of steps back and swings and misses at a fastball. And a foul tip to make it 0-2. Back-to-back fastballs, similar spots for Colucci. Colucci out of sunny Brockport in New York, a state university of New York. 5 seasons there in college. Up and in, and just getting out of the way was Webb. Relief pitcher in all 5 seasons there. Only got 43 innings in those 5 years. ERA just below 5. 1-2 served into left, but it'll go foul. Another timeout from Webb. A thumbs up from the ball boy.
I still love it, but it humbled me. By the time I got about
1-2.
13,
Inside again. Strike 3 called. Whoa. Nick Webb crowds the plate from that left-handed batter's box, but that was up and in, and he is frustrated with the called 3rd strike. 4th K for Colucci in the last 5 batters. That brings up Garbasic. Only 3 hits tonight for the Mammoths among 3 separate hitters, Garbasic being one of them. He's 1 for 2. The 1-0. Nubbed foul. Garbasic, .258 average in his first professional season. Played in 32 games and started 31 of them. He's pretty much been in the lineup almost every day since he got to the league after the college showcase, after Madonna finished their season. It was his 5th and final season there. He was really good in his 5 years there. Swing and a miss out in front of the off speed. Racing down to first. Enriquez the throw. Pulls good and off the bag. A drop 3rd strike. The Mammoths will take any base runner they can find. Alex Garbasic gets on with 2 outs. And strikeout number 5 for Colucci, but it doesn't end the inning. Garbasic's got speed too. Wouldn't be surprised to see the Mammoths put him in motion. Maybe a hit and run. Maybe he just tries to get in scoring position for Zach Beadle. Beadle 0 for 2 with a strikeout tonight. Up next is Trevor Austin. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Just tipped foul. And with 2 outs here in the 7th, the Mammoths are going to need some production from the bottom of the order. Swing and a miss. They're in swing mode right now. They can feel the outs slipping away. Only 7 outs left in this game for Taylor Jellikowski and his squad to come back. They don't need much. Beadle represents the tying run right now. 3 home runs for him on the year. No better time for number 4. The 0-2. Tipped foul. Try the 0-2 one more time. Tipped into the glove, strike 3. Matt Colucci strikes out 6 in his 2 innings. There's a chance he comes out for the 8th. We'll see when we get there. First, the Unicorns are going to bat in the 8th on the other side of the break on the USPBL Network.
Throughout your life, from big moments to ones well earned, we're your financial guardian angel. Alliance Catholic Credit Union.
You hear about the promo that Jimmy's John's got going on? 5 off 20? How they pulling it off? Magic? You got David's Copperfields in there? Show yourself, Copperfields!
Jimmy John's. $5 off orders of 20 or more.
Still Cal Coughlin on the mound for the Mammoths. Top of the 8th, Pastor, Enriquez, and Baggett due up. Still a full crowd here at Jimmy John's Field. Pastor 0 for 3 tonight. Struck out in the 6th. A good night for baseball. Little chilly here in downtown Utica. It's gone down to 63 degrees. We were at 67 right around first pitch. Coughlin came on last inning with 2 outs and the bases loaded and got an easy 1-3 ground out of Jared Weber on just 2 pitches. So he'll get the 8th and probably the 9th, you'd imagine. Mammoths do still have Chase Gearing and Jeff Wilson in the bullpen, but everyone else has been exhausted. Pastor ready. First pitch low, ball 1.
Liberty. See, Liberty's a beautiful play. I never played there. Oh, I love it. It looked like a nice play.
Yeah, we played them San Francisco start games.
So what? How come all these places just weird? They're all still popular. Yeah, young kids too lazy to play softball.
In for a strike, 1-1. Mammoths 7-6 against the Unicorns this season, but a -4 run differential. Unicorns had a big 11-1 win in the 13 matchups. Played a big role in that. Way out in front of the breaking stuff was Pastor, 1-2. So Mammoths 7-6, but they were 4-1 in the last 5 before tonight. Last time they played each other before this was a non-public all the way back on August 22nd. Mammoths won that one 5-0. Nathan Witt started that one and went 2 good innings. Colby Seltzer, who sits on the bench, had a 3-run home run, or 3-run double, excuse me. Swing and a miss, Pastor down. Coughlin's first K, the second time Pastor has gone down that way tonight. The Mammoths' 7-6 record against the Unicorns is their worst against any team this season. Now, they didn't get as many chances. They had 17 games. 17 games against the Beavers, 14 games against the Hoppers. 8-6 against the Hoppers, 11-6 against the Beavers. But the Unicorns have played them tough, especially early in the season, before we really knew what we had in either of these teams. Certainly, they haven't played them tougher than they have tonight. That's off the head, I think, of Enriquez. He's the second hit batter. First one was Matulia against Hab last inning. Down to first he goes with 1 out. Patrick Baggett up. Baggett's been so successful these playoffs. I think part of the reason is the great attitude that he brings to the plate. Swing and a miss. The batting average reads just 1 for 7, but that's not indicative of how good he's been. One of their best defenders over at short at a premium position. And he had the go-ahead run in the top of the ninth against the Beavers to win them the game after working a 2-out walk to keep the inning alive and load the bases in the top of that ninth. Every day you see Patrick, ask him how he's doing. He says it's just another day in paradise. He's just grateful for this opportunity and to be here, and it shows in the way he plays. Makes every pitch count, makes every at-bat count. Fun guy to watch, fun guy to talk to. He's probably seen more pitches than any batter in the league this season. And if you count them as actual pitches, we'll see. Pops that one foul, long run for Garbasic. He won't get there. But Patrick actually has one of those virtual reality goggle headsets, an Oculus, I believe they call it, that he puts on. He straps the controller to his actual bat, the same one he's holding right now, and there's enough room in his living room to take swings, and there's a game on there that you can download, and it simulates real pitching. Now, how accurate is that? That's up for you to decide. But he does that in his spare time a lot, and his hitting has improved as the year's gone on. Another foul ball, 1-2. So maybe this summer Patrick's seen more real life and close to real life pitches than anybody. Boy, he's getting down with it, huh? Like a lightsaber over there. Look out. 1-2 again. Thought about it, but stayed off the pitch inside. Just thought that was really interesting. I've seen commercials and stuff for that, advertising that, but I'd never talked to anybody or met anybody who had used it, and he said it seems accurate to him. He feels like it helps him. And the numbers support that this year. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Slider got him out in front. Coughlin wins the long battle. Back to the slider. Perfectly spotted low and away. And Baggett down swinging for the second out. Donovan Curiel for the fourth time tonight. 0 for 4. Hitless in these playoffs. One of the few unicorns that is. First pitch in play, right back to the pitcher. Scooped up, and Coughlin will tag Curiel out for the third out. Mammoths running out of opportunities. They got 6 outs left. Can they get some runs back in the 8th? We'll answer that question when we come back on your home for USPBL Baseball.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and discover the funner you hidden within you. The you that doesn't think about adult things and stuff. Ashley, I don't want to hear anything about your car registration when we're at Dave & Buster's.
Okay.
The you want to be. Let the Dave & Buster's method illuminate you. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
Fifth Third Extra Time helps you do you better. So kick back and relax. You have extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Fifth Third Extra Time. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
We're the financial champion of Michiganders. Whether you're a goal getter or dream chaser, an empty nester or up-and-comer, anyone in Michigan can bank with us. Michigan Schools and Government Credit Union.
Championship Saturday. It's also college football Saturday. As they're getting a good view of this game from the suites, and that game, Oregon and Texas Tech, all the way down there in Lubbock. Here from Jimmy John's Field. A lot of good games in college football today. The big one everyone's paying attention to right now, number 11, Texas leads number 3, Alabama, 13-3, 4:05 left in the second quarter there. Used to be Championship Sunday here in the league, and they moved it up a day to avoid the first football Sunday of the year, which is that's going to be tomorrow. But locally, at least, as far as drawing fans, the Lions played on Thursday. So they moved it up to Thursday, Friday, Saturday for these playoffs to get more fans here and make it more available for fans to be here that wanted to watch both. And, of course, the way the NFL works out, they schedule the Lions on the first Thursday of the year. But a very good crowd here on Championship Saturday. Plenty of people in attendance watching this good game. Speculated that Matt Colucci might come out for the 8th, and when you strike out 6 of the 7 batters faced, including a drop third strike to Alex Garbasic, in which he reached, you earn the 8th inning. His 3rd inning tonight. He's quickly ahead 0-2 on the pinch hitter Patrick Mills, hitting in place of Trevor Austin, who was 0-2 with a pair of strikeouts. So we'll see what this changes defensively for the Mammoths on the other side of the inning. 1-2 squirts away from Enriquez. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mills, another late addition to the Mammoths roster this season. 17 games this year. A guy that Justin Karn mentioned last night during the broadcast when he was up here as someone that he and Jelly were watching for a while. He came out of college from Utah Valley State in the WAC, but before that, played 2 seasons at Indiana Kokomo against Madonna in the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference. On the ground, right side, Gooden diving, picking up, throw to first. Colucci covering, they got him. Nice play by Lucas Gooden. Curiel dove just for good measure, didn't need to, as Gooden makes a spectacular play. 3-1 goes the putout for the first out. Pretty well struck from Patrick Mills. Flips the lineup over to Burl Dixon with 1 out. Livingston Morris, the big slugger, hoping to bat this inning. He's 2 in the hole as Lucky's on deck and Liam is behind him. First pitch, breaking ball outside. 3 runs in the 3rd for the Unicorns. 6 hits in the game, 1 error for them. Mammoths 1 run that came in the 4th. 3 hits and no errors. Dixon thought about going. That hit him. Did he swing, though? The appeal says no, so Burl Dixon will take his free base. Went a long way around. Just goes to show you how nasty the stuff is from Matt Colucci. The curveball almost had him going, but a free base runner and a guy with speed, have to expect Dixon might be on the move at some point in this next at-bat with Nick Lucky. Leads the team in stolen bases, 15 on the season. He's only been caught once. Dixon straps the glove on. First pitch he stays. Lucky checks his swing. Did not go. Ball 1. Lucky's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts tonight.
You're right, though. That's a very good point. You see how these guys conduct themselves.
And Colucci will step off, hesitating, maybe trying to keep Dixon a little bit off balance. He had already set, so he knew what pitch he was going to throw, but held it for an extra beat, and that might give Dixon a little pause now on this next pitch, the 1-0. Inside, 2 balls, no strikes. 2-0, not a pitch to run on. Likely a fastball coming from Colucci. That last one, a fastball low and in at 91.
Especially in the majors, they play 162 games. You can't be super intense every day in the rain.
Fastball up, 3-0. Tensions building here in the bottom of the 8th. 5 outs left for the Mammoths. Every pitch, oh so important. Colucci sets, glove at the belt, delivers. Inside, he walked him. 4-pitch walk in a big spot. Colucci's been fantastic since he came on in the 6th. He struck out 6. That's the first walk he's allowed. So the inning starts with a ground out, but then hit batter and walk. And Ramon Enriquez will go out to have a conversation with him. Jim Messian stays in the dugout, and the bullpen is active for the Unicorns. Fox Liam at the plate, and this game could change with one swing. That's Ben Kreisen getting ready in the bullpen for the Unicorns, the righty out of Punta Gorda, Florida. Liam ready, already a double and a run scored tonight. Struck out his 2 other plate appearances. First pitch up. 1-0. Liam 5 home runs on the year. He's averaging a home run every 6 games. It has been a while since he had one as he takes strike 1. Certainly he's thinking about it here, but with the speed of Dixon and Lucky on the base paths, Liam has to just be thinking something in the gap right now. Lifts the bat, cocks and ready. The 1-2. Foul to the right side, and that snapped the bat. So he'll need a new one. Take the slow walk over to get it. Stick around after the game. We've got the post-game trophy ceremony down on the field with Chelsea Cooper and the winning team. Kara Wolfbauer is going to speak to some of the winning players and manager once this game is over. After the foul ball and the broken bat, Liam behind 1-2. Colucci delivers. In the dirt, Dixon thought about going, took a big hop out of his lead, but goes back to second. Not worth the risk when his run could be big. Mammoths haven't really had the big swing yet tonight. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Liam down with the fastball. 92 from Colucci, strikeout number 7. Perhaps to the most dangerous hitter in the Mammoths lineup, but it doesn't get any easier with the next guy. Livingston Morris has plenty of pop. Swings and misses at the first one. Mammoths have been in swing mode once they've gotten base runners tonight. That's how they've been all year. They strike out the second most of any lineup. But they've got the most pop as well. And there's 2 pitches well outside to make it 0-2. Colucci trying to get out of a jam, strand the bases with 2 on. The 0-2 outside. Morris lays off. One ball, 2 strikes. Colucci nods on the sign, delivers the pitch. Fouled and another broken bat. Morris lost a small piece of it. Barely even made a sound as it hit the ball. Second one this inning. Colucci's got a 2-seam fastball as his main fastball that barrels in like a bowling ball on the bat of right-handed hitters, and I think that's a little bit of what happened there. Morris looks to the sky, taps his chest, takes a deep breath as he digs back in behind 1 and 2. Dixon off a second, Lucky off a first. Colucci comes set with a 2-run lead. Breaking ball high in the air to left. This will stay in the ballpark for Baker. He makes the catch. Livingston Morris scared everyone for a moment, but Matt Colucci goes 3 scoreless innings, and we're on to the 9th. Unicorns lead it 3-1 here on the US PBL Network.
We build roads, bridges, wind farms and pipelines, schools to skyscrapers. Our members create monuments. We operate. We're the operators and mechanics behind the advanced heavy machines that move Michigan forward. We maintain boilers and HVAC. Our members run the complex heating and cooling systems that we all depend on. Our training is second to none, and safety is our priority. We are operating engineers 324, and we keep Michigan running.
Slide into a new home. Work with a local mortgage pro who works for you. Get a cheaper, faster, easier home loan. Find a mortgage broker near you today at findamortgagebroker.com.
Championship weekend coming to a close. Strap in for the 9th inning in a 2-run ball game. The 4th-seeded Unicorns, 9 games below 500. This top of the 9th, their last chance to add to their 3-1 lead. It's been a gorgeous night all night, a good game. We haven't had any offense since the Mammoths got 1 run in the 4th. The Unicorns haven't had any since the 3rd. They've had a flurry of base runners since they put up 3 runs in the 3rd. They've had 5 base runners reach via walk, 2 via hit, and 2 via hit by pitch. But neither team has been able to really string anything together tonight other than the Unicorns, who got 4 hits in 5 batters in the 3rd. The pitching has just been exceptional, really on both sides. Obviously, we marvel at what the Unicorns are doing right now in this entire playoff run, trying to become the first team ever to win 3 straight games as the 4 seed and win the US PBL championship. Only one other team has been in this position as the 4 seed in the championship. That, the Mammoths, back in 2017. They're trying to rewrite some history of their own and win their first USPBL championship and be the first team that's not the Unicorns or the Beavers to win one. Coghlan's still out there for the 9th as he has a conversation with Zach Beadle. Jeff Wilson and Chase Gearing, the only other 2 arms available for Taylor Jellikowski. Coghlan came on and got 1 out quickly in the 7th, faced 4 batters in the 8th, hit 1, struck out 2. Got a ground out to Curiel as he faces the top of the order, and now another Taylor Jellikowski's upset about something. Much confusion going on here. Scoreboard reads 0-0. I'm not sure if this is a pitch clock violation thing. Was it how many mountain visits they have remaining? No indication what's going on from anyone here. Mammoth dugout seems just as confused as we are. I think it's 0-0. My guess is that had something to do with how many mound visits the Mammoths have remaining and whether that conversation between Beadle and Coghlan constituted as a mound visit. Gooden swings at the first pitch and fouls it away. Top of the order, Gooden, Matulia, and Aberrett due up. outside. So some defensive changes for the Mammoths. Patrick Mills pinch hit last inning for the shortstop Trevor Austin. Now he's defensively substituted for Colby Seltzer. So it's Seltzer at short for the Mammoths. Strike two called, 2-2 on Gooden. A pitch from Coughlin. Outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Second 3-ball count Gooden has found himself in tonight. The other one was back in the 5th when he walked. Gooden again, a fantastic game. 2 for 3 with a run and a walk.
Coming to you, Luke. Coming to you.
Nobody out, nobody on. First batter. And strike 3 called. Gooden backed out of the batter's box because he thought it was a pitch clock violation. He saw zeros on the clock in center, arguing his case, and he's not going to win this. And here comes Jim Essien from first base. It was called strike 3. And I don't think this can be reversed unless an umpire in the field says that it was a violation. Gooden made the mistake of stepping out when he thought it was what should have been an awarded ball 4. Instead, it's strike 3 and out number 1.
That was cheesy.
Very weird start to this 9th inning. First out of the top half of the inning. 3rd strikeout for Coughlin. Now he faces Matulia. First offering, fouled away. Matulia was pinch hit in the 6th for Donovan Curiel against the Beavers on Thursday. He struck out in that at bat, but the decision paid off for Jim Essien because Matulia followed that at bat with his next 2 plate appearances, getting a single in each of them, including the broken bat single in the 9th that tied the game after J.D. Stubbs, the first baseman for the Beavers, stretched and couldn't catch the throw. Matulia lifts this one to right. Good look off the bat, but too short. Nick Lucky is under it. One out left for the Unicorns to add some insurance. Felix Aberrett more than capable of doing that. 2 for 4 tonight, already a home run in these playoffs in his playoff career in the USPBL. 5 home runs. Aberrett ready. First pitch. Breaking ball in. Time called. And is this a violation? Yes, it is. A violation on Cal Coughlin. That time is called for ball 1 on what would have been strike 1. So that's big for this at bat. Aberrett hitting .416 in these playoffs. 5 for 12 total. The 1-0. Swing back up the middle, off the glove of Coughlin. Williams Nelson will charge, step, fire, and that's easy for Dre Williams Nelson. 1-2-3 in the 9th. The last chance for the Mammoths to make history in the USPBL title. They're trailing 3-1 in the 9th when we come back.
With a transforming world, we can see how drastically the world is heading towards automation. And so, we need 24/7 surveillance and security systems for our homes and businesses to avoid any theft or breach of privacy. JARBCOM brings the installation of security cameras to the tip of your fingers with our state-of-the-art mobile app. JARBCOM also provides surveillance monitoring of your entire property with flexible options that offer a dependable solution to be scaled to fit any domestic or commercial need. Contact JARBCOM today for a free estimate at 800-369-0374 or look us up on the web at jarbcom.com.
Make your move with a quick and easy mortgage from Genesis Credit Union. We have mortgages to fit your life. Genesis Credit Union. Visit us today.
The entire long season for both of these teams rides on this final inning. 3 outs for either side in the bottom of the 9th to decide who we will crown the USPBL champion of the 2023 season. Ben Kreisen gets the call out of the bullpen, the biggest call he's had this year, to finish it out for the Unicorns. Kreisen this season, a 3.86 ERA, only 11 2/3 innings of work. He's given up 2 home runs on the year, walked 7 batters and struck out 20. Good numbers for both of those. In the small sample size, opponents hitting Kreisen at a 280 average on the season. It'll be 5, 6, and 7. Dre Williams-Nelson, Nick Webb, and Alex Garbasic here in the 9th, barring any substitutions. Still available on the bench for Taylor Jellikowski is the backup catcher, Scott Combs. Colby Seltzer will hit for Patrick Mills if it got down to the 9 hole. Mills was pinch hit for Trevor Austin in the 8th and then was defensively substituted for Seltzer. Dre Williams-Nelson, one of just 3 Mammoths to get a hit tonight. They only have 3 hits. Here we go. First pitch, outside with the fastball. Kreisen doesn't get the call. Jim Essien looking to win his 4th championship as a manager with these Unicorns, their 5th as a franchise. The 1-0. Right side, foul play, and that will get out of play. Williams-Nelson, all of his at-bats tonight have been short. 1 pitch in his first at-bat, 4 in the second, 2 in his third one. This pitch number 3. Inside. Matt Colucci was lights out in the 6th, 7th, and 8th innings for the Unicorns to get us here and keep it a 2-run game. Struck out 7 batters total, only walked 1, and didn't give up a hit. The 2-1. High fly ball to the right side. I don't think there will be room for Matulia. He'll just go get a better look at it. Makes it 2-2. Boy, I tell you, no matter who wins this game, it's going to be a tough conversation as to who should be the MVP of this championship game. So many Unicorns have contributed both on the mound and at the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Kreisen starts the 9th with a K. Now Nick Webb to try to keep it going. The left fielder is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. First pitch to Webb, high and outside, ball 1. Mammoths have walked just twice tonight. They would love to get a base runner any way they can. They need at least one. The 1-0. Lifted to the left side. This is in play. Baker's under it. The Unicorns are 1 out away. Seth Gurgley actually makes that catch as he's subbed in defensively for Josh Baker. So a last-minute all-or-nothing substitution for Jim Essien out and left. Pays off on the routine fly ball. Now Alex Garbasic the last chance. First pitch, fastball low. Garbasic a double. 1 for 3 total tonight. Outside with another fastball. Kreisen, four-seam fastball, slider, curveball, changeup. Way better against right-handed hitting than lefties this year. Doesn't have any saves. Could be none bigger than this possible one. The 2-0. Swing and a miss. Reared back and fired it in at 92. The catcher, Beadle, would be next. See Scott Combs on deck, so he'll pinch hit for Beadle if it gets there. Swing and a miss. High fastball, 2-2. Here comes the crowd as it's down to the last strike for the Mammoths. Garbasic is going to take his timeout. 9 games above 500 were the Mammoths. The Unicorns 9 below. None of that matters now. Kreisen set for the 2-2. Swing and a miss! For the first time ever, the 4th seed has won a USPBL title. Season long, the Unicorns limped their way through this year. Hitting but not pitching, pitching but not hitting. And finally, on the 3 most important games of the season, the 3 toughest games of the season, they put it all together for the 5th title for the Utica Unicorns here in the USPBL. What an unbelievable collection and group of guys this is that are going to get to wear a ring and hoist a trophy in just a few minutes. They played together as a team, they struggled as a team, and they will celebrate as a team tonight. From the pitching staff, Andrew Huffman throwing 25 pitches after 70 on Thursday and striking out the first 4 batters to get perfect through the first 2 innings. To Connor Tomasic, who battled injury all season long, getting through 2 innings, only giving up a run. Garrett Bonnet went a scoreless inning. Then Matt Colucci, unbelievable 6th, 7th, and 8th innings, striking out 7. And how about Ben Kreisen in the 9th? 2 Ks and none bigger than the final one against Alex Garbasic to win the USPBL championship for the Unicorns.
Let's go, Uni!
You go back to yesterday, Tristan Harvin threw back-to-back days and got the Unicorns into that semifinal game. The run support, the offense came and helped him out. Jacob Harsany went 4 fantastic innings last night. Everybody on this Unicorns team contributed to this playoff run, and they are all deserving. And I tell you what, I don't envy who has to vote for MVP. Kara Wolfbauer is going to have some interviews for us during the post-game celebration. She's down on the field right now as she avoids a Gatorade bath. We'll throw it down to Kara.
We're here with Matt Colucci, just got a Gatorade shower. You had a fantastic game tonight, Matt. We were talking about you on the broadcast earlier. It was all smiles, 7 strikeouts tonight coming in for the Unicorns. How's it feel knowing that you guys came all the way from the 4th seed and you're here now with a ring tonight?
It's awesome. I always had hope in these guys. We got an amazing team, and this is exactly what I... Love that. Love that.
I'm really glad I missed that one. I kept my eye open. But congratulations on such a fantastic game tonight. And now you're seeing all these kids run the bases. How's it feel knowing you were a kid just like this at one point, and now you're here and you're a professional baseball champion?
It's unreal. You love to see it. You love to see the kids at the game. Hope everybody can make it here one day.
Yes. Well, congratulations. Shout out to his mom in New York. We're good friends. Shout out, Mom.
Shout out, Mom. Love you, Mom.
So shout out to everyone out there. Congratulations. We'll send it back up to Brendan the booth. We got more interviews coming soon with some of the guys. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you, Kara.
A pair of Gatorade showers for Matt Colucci, and rightfully so. His teammates in huge support of him, and understandably with the 7 strikeouts that he had between the 6th, 7th, and 8th innings. On the offensive side, have to highlight guys like Lucas Gooden, Phil Matulia, Felix Aberrett, Nick Pastor played well. Patrick Baggett had some unbelievable at-bats in these 3 games. Gooden came into tonight 6 for 10 with the biggest RBI of them all, the go-ahead RBI in the top of the 9th with 2 outs on Thursday. And then tonight, a pair of singles, the opening RBI that scored again, Patrick Baggett. And Kara Wolfbauer is down in the field with the starter tonight, and perhaps the hero who set it all up. 4 straight strikeouts for Andrew Huffman to open this game.
Now with Andrew Huffman, the man to talk to tonight. Andrew, you were the opener for the Utica Unicorns, but you were actually their starter too on Thursday. You guys had to pull a lot from the bullpen this weekend, but you had an absolutely fantastic outing, striking out the first 4 batters, not allowing any hits, any runs. So how's it feel to know that all the hard work's paid off now?
I mean, just look at this right here. This is what it's all about. You don't know how many more meaningful games you got once you get to this point. So just Skip asked me if I was good to go and told him I was going to give him what I had. So that's all it was.
In rookie year of your professional outing so far, being a professional baseball player, and you made it the first time and being named pitcher of the year so far. How's it feel?
Can't wait to celebrate with these guys. That's all it is. Just it's a lot of fun. It was a great experience. So looking to cap it off with tonight. So it's great.
Being named pitcher of the year, congratulations, Andrew Huffman, on an absolutely fantastic win tonight. Thanks so much for joining us. Brendan, we'll send it back to you up in the booth.
Andrew Huffman, ever so humble and celebratory right now, and deservedly so. What an unbelievable run. We talked about it a lot over the last 3 days with Jim Essien managing this team to victory. And say what you want about the regular season, say what you want about how Jim Essien handles a team, but boy, can he manage when the games matter most. There is something about Jim Essien managed teams. He gets them to play well at the right time of the season. They played well all year last year, and it didn't work out. Felix Aberrett, who stands just to Essien's right on your screen there, torched the Unicorns in the championship a season ago. And this year, Felix Aberrett helps them with a pair of home runs on their 3-game run to this title game to win it for the Unicorns. Kara's now standing by with Lucas Gooden, one of the MVPs offensively for the Unicorns. Kara?
And now we're joined by Lucas Gooden, 3 for 5 the last 2 nights, now 2 for 4 tonight. But Thursday, you were the guy to talk to. You put up the go-ahead run to put up the Unicorns 8-7 to clinch that amazing win while you guys were down 7-1. And now you're here. You guys made it.
Yeah, I think like we talked about earlier, it's like the most dangerous team to play is a team that has nothing to lose. So we had nothing to lose, and we had some aggressive at-bats tonight. So good team win overall. Great job by Colucci coming in there and getting some big innings for us. So good win.
Absolutely. So tell me a little bit, too, about Skip Johnson. We always talked about not counting out Skip Johnson's teams. Even though you guys were 2-14 heading into this weekend, how was Skip preparing you guys for this game tonight?
Well, I think we all just have a lot of confidence in him that he's going to put the lineup together in a way to get us the best chance to win. Everybody loves playing for Skip. Nobody does not like Skip. So we just all had a lot of confidence in him and just go out and play confident and good win.
And last question before we send it back up to the booth is that you guys have had a lot of new players so far come in through this season, a lot of new players as of recent. So how have they been an overall contributor to even you guys who have been here with us all year so far?
Well, I think all the guys that we keep bringing in are great guys. They're guys that we like to have around, and they're all very competitive. Like you see Seth coming in tonight, he makes a good play down the line. Everybody just wants to contribute in their own way, and guys stepped up to fill their role tonight, so it was a lot of fun.
Well, congratulations, 2 for 4, big win tonight. Congratulations, Unicorns. Lucas Giddens one more time, the offensive champion in my opinion this weekend. Congratulations, offensive MVP in my book. Back to Brendan up in the booth. We have more stuff coming soon.
Lucas Giddens perfectly encapsulated this run and this season for the Unicorns in one sentence. There's nothing more dangerous than a team that has nothing to lose. All season long, the Unicorns were in last place, struggling their way through this year, and they came in with nothing to lose, and they played that way. They battled through every single at-bat, every pitch, every ball in play. The Unicorns wanted it more than anybody else, and they come away with a win to celebrate. Philip Matulia was hyped up after an 0-2 walk that he worked after a couple of foul balls, staring back to the dugout. Stuff like that is gritty, and this is a gritty win for the Unicorns. Now Kara Wolfbauer is standing by with the man of the hour, the manager, the mastermind, Jim Essien.
And now we've got Jim Essien, better known as Skip. Hello, Skip.
Hi,
nice
Carl.
to have you here with us today. He's the manager for the Utica Unicorns, our 2023 champions. But Skip, you've been with the league since 2016. How does it feel to make history, the first number 4 CT to come back and win the whole championship?
Yeah, it's just been an incredible weekend for us. We struggled during the regular season, but we knew we had a good team, Cara, and we showed it these last 3 games.
But you've walked away now with 5 championships under your belt. But how does this team compare to teams you've had in the past so far?
You know, this is a resilient bunch. A little quiet and go about their business, and we just rose to the occasion. Just a remarkable 3 days for us.
Yes, well, something we kept talking about on our broadcast is no matter what your guys' record was, at the USPBL, it always comes down to championship weekend, and you should never count out Skip Johnson's teams. So tell me, how's it feel to now know that even though you guys had a tough year, you're still here with a great group of guys? How's that team camaraderie been so far? How does it contribute to tonight?
You know, it's great. It's great, Cara, and everybody enjoys being here, enjoys playing in the league. The host families take good care of them. They take good care of them here in the USPBL, and they just are just a great bunch of guys, and we rallied together.
Yes, absolutely. Last question. Thoughts on Andrew Huffman having an absolutely extraordinary night? He came in as the starter Thursday, an opener today, and he's just been pitcher of the year, performing extremely well.
Well, he's a terrific kid. He's a big, strong kid. He's got a lot of talent. I don't suspect we'll have him for too long. I think he's Major League Baseball type material. So he did a great job today, coming back on 1 day's rest after throwing quite a few pitches on Thursday, and really opened the game really nicely for us.
Yes, well, Skip, you did a fantastic job managing this team this weekend. So congratulations on the 5th win as the manager of the Utica Unicorns. You yourself had a fantastic MLB career. So knowing you get to be a part of these guys' professional career is amazing. Thank you, Skip Johnson. One more time, congratulations, Skip.
Thank you very much.
A resilient team indeed for Skip Johnson, a favorite in this league. Maybe not if you're a player or a manager on one of the other teams, but they do actually are all big fans of Jim Essien, and no matter what the Unicorns do during the season, you have to respect a Jim Essien managed team when it comes playoff time. When it comes late September, late August, that's when the Unicorns play well. And that's because of what Jim Essien does with this team. The way he understands talent. Jim Essien doesn't need to watch someone for very long to know what he has in a player, what this player is going to give him, what this player is capable of, and he used that to his advantage this weekend. Chelsea Cooper is down on the field with the trophy ceremony.
I'm excited with
the 2023 USPBL champions, the Utica Unicorns. This makes for their 5th USPBL championship. How exciting, you guys. What a road to get to this exact position. But I'm going to hand it over to Andy Appleby, the owner, commissioner, and CEO. So, Andy, let's just talk about this amazing 2023 season.
Yeah, Chelsea, first of all, I would love to thank the fans who came out here today and really for the whole season. This, believe it or not, was our 8th season already and actually our best season, which was so fantastic. Thank you again. And of course, I always thank my staff. I never want to forget anybody, but led by Dana Schmidt and Katie and Jeremiah and Dan, Azaria, Ron, Brian, several others. But thank you so much to my staff. We could never put on these wonderful events without a great staff. And now I'd love to present this trophy, as I've done several times over the last 8 years, to Jim Essien. Jim is a wonderful guy, a true professional, and I don't think it's an accident when these teams continue to win like they do. Even today, if you really know baseball, he made some great moves that led to this win. And with that, let me present this to Jim Essien.
Donovan.
So, Skip, I got to ask you, I mean, your team were the underdogs going into the championship, the playoff weekend. You battled Thursday, you battled yesterday, and today just really proved the confidence with your team. I mean, you guys truly deserve this after what we saw you guys battle through over the last few days. What makes this team in victory so incredibly special?
Chelsea, my players, they're wonderful. They love it here. We did a great job. We just rose up to the occasion. I did want to congratulate the Mammoths on such a great year. A great coaching staff, beginning with Taylor Jellikowski and their staff and their players did a great job.
Absolutely, they did. All right, guys, one more time for the UK Unicorns, but I have one more very special award to hand out before we really let you guys celebrate, and that is my MVP award. It's going to go to somebody who pitched 3 incredible innings today. He had 7 strikeouts. He got the win. It's Matt Colucci. So that trophy is for you. So Matt, you are the 2023 USPBL Championship MVP. Your efforts did not go unnoticed today and through the entire season. What do you got to say for yourself?
You know, I'm just really happy to be here, and I'm grateful for my defense behind me, giving the confidence to pitch the way I did.
They sure did. You guys were awesome. Guys, here one more time for your 2023 USPBL champions, the Utica Unicorns.
Matt Colucci, your 2023 USPBL Championship MVP, gets the baseball bat trophy. Maybe a little awkward as a pitcher winning that, but he definitely deserves it. Struck out the side in the 6th, then in the 7th, got the first out by a ground out and struck out the next 3. You're probably wondering how that math works out. It was a drop third strike to Alex Garbasic that allowed him to reach, and Colucci just followed it up by striking out Beadle on 4 pitches in response. He got another strikeout in the 8th, and in 3 complete scoreless innings, didn't give up a hit, only allowed 3 base runners, and struck out 7. He's your 2023 MVP to close out this fantastic 2023 season. It was a wild ride. A rainy summer, more rain than we're used to. We dealt with some rain delays that the players and fans and coaches and upper management all had to handle, and they all did a fantastic job. It's been so much fun watching these players grow and develop. The rosters change, the players get better, and watch this Unicorns team go on this magical run. Lucas Gooden leading them offensively along with Nick Pastor, Phil Matulia, Felix Abaret. Is a fantastic year for the Unicorns, and the way they turned it around offensively at the end of the season is remarkable. They always had a good pitching staff, and it's a pitching staff that, interestingly enough, didn't change much in name as the year went on, despite some injuries that they dealt with. For the most part, the guys that were here at the start of the year are wearing jerseys and drinking champagne right now, celebrating a championship at the end of the year. Well, that's 2023, ladies and gentlemen. We thank you all so much for joining us. A huge shout out to everybody involved in putting this USPBL season together. The entire ballpark staff, the grounds crew, the upper management planning the promotions and getting fans here in the ballpark, the support staff within the clubhouses, the coaching staffs. Absolutely have to thank the players. We wouldn't be here if it weren't for them risking, traveling, some of them across the country, putting their bodies on the line for this sport to play this game. And it pays off on a day like today for a lot of them. Even the ones that don't get to hoist a trophy tonight should be proud, because it was a fantastic season for a lot of players. There are a lot of really good people in this league, really good human beings. And nights like tonight, we want to celebrate them and shout them out. So everyone that put this season together, we appreciate you. A special shout out goes to Kara Wolfbauer, who was on camera, on air all season long, and little do you know, she was behind the scenes running this entire broadcast for this whole year. A flurry of announcers came in and out, schedule changes, can't make it, can make it, and all of it is in credit to Kara. Everything that you saw on Facebook, YouTube, My Michigan TV, Kara Wolfbauer put together. She deserves major props for her skills, both on air and off air, behind the scenes. We want to thank everybody on our broadcast crew, from camera crews to directors to audio people to graphics, that helped put this season together. It was very fun and very enjoyable working with this group. Like I mentioned, it's not just the players, it's not just the coaches. Everyone here is genuinely a nice human being and a fantastic person to work with and talk to. And if you haven't made it to Jimmy John's Field, one, I don't know what you're doing. Two, you are missing out. You have to get down here and experience a game and experience what this is like in person, because this is a fantastic product of baseball, a fantastic product of human beings, and it's been so much fun to watch. So thank you to the fans at home as well. If you don't watch, we don't broadcast, and we don't bring these games to you. So we appreciate all of you tuning in and chiming in on the comments section all season long. We hope to see you back next season for what's set up to be another good 2024 year. For one last time up here in the broadcast booth, I'm Brendan Shabath. Your Utica Unicorns are the 2023 USPBL champions. From the 4th seed to 1st, they beat the Mammoths 3-1 to win it.
If I hit a home run, then you know what's going out of the park. Yeah, bases loaded, we ain't letting up. Scoring back to back, you can count it up. United we stand together, divided we fall. Ain't no turning back, we done came too far to turn around and have a seat now. We don't compare, cause we unicorns. Illuminate the dark with my uniform. Every time you see me stand up and salute me. Ain't no competition, not even from you. If I hit a home run, then you know what's going out of the park. Yeah, bases loaded, we ain't letting up. Scoring back to back, you can count it up. United we stand together,